Rooftop Sports welcomes you to a special presentation of the National Football League.
That's not what he wanted to cook.
Good evening, everyone. This is Rooftop Sports, and here I am for the Seattle Seahawks game. It is the divisional round between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers, a heavily anticipated rivalry matchup, especially between the two juggernauts of the NFC West. The Seahawks will be hosting the San Francisco 49ers, and the last time these two met in Seattle was the 2013 NFC Championship, where Richard Sherman, he tipped the ball from the pass by Colin Kaepernick, and that was what led to the interception done by Malcolm Smith over Michael Crabtree. And now here we are, 13 years later, we are watching, or 12 years later, we are watching we're watching these rivals again. But the last time that these two actually played each other in the playoffs, it was actually in not San Francisco, it was in Santa Clara, when the San Francisco 49ers actually did handle them very, very well. But now here we are, Seahawks with the number one seed. And my goodness, look at all those San Francisco 49ers fans. Whatever happened to the Seahawks saying that they're going to hold season ticket holders accountable for selling their tickets off? Like, how can you still allow this to happen? Like, where are the Seahawks fans? And those are the same type of people that call me a bandwagon fan. I'm going to put on Twitter and Facebook and put these Seahawks fans on blast. Oh boy, I can't believe this is unacceptable. Like, I'm going to put it on Facebook right now. Like, it's absolutely insane. The same Seattle Seahawks fans that say I'm a bandwagon fake fan are the same people that sold their tickets to 49ers fans for a critical playoff game. Seattle fans are a joke. Yeah, so not cool, Seahawks fans, that you're. Oh, Ricky Pearsall. Let's look at the injury report. Ricky Pearsall is in. Pearsall. He is in. What else do we got? Trent Williams. He is definitely in. And Trent Williams has been in the league for such a long time. I wonder how old this guy really is. And this is the same guy that punched Richard Sherman in the face. He is 37 years old, still playing offensive line since 2020. So he's had quite a longevity of a career. And also, before this game starts, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And also donate to this channel, as it would help advance the algorithm. And I'm also trying to get my phone connected to trying to get this phone connected to the computer too. See if this even works. Nope, it's not working. All right, settings, devices. Oh, just realized that this is Jackson Smith-Njigba's first ever playoff game of his career. So he has a huge challenge ahead of him. Now I wonder how the Denver Broncos game is going. Still want to give that one a little bit of attention. Still 30-30 in overtime. So I'm also going to be watching that game at the same time. Seahawks have allowed 91 rushing yards a game, third fewest in the NFL. Yep, Seahawks game's coming up. Seahawks are favored by 6.5, which I find hard to believe. I really think this is going to be a tough game because, I mean, Sam Darnold is not looking too good. Yes, he's still playing, but with that oblique problem, and you're not throwing for at least a day or two, you do lose a bit of that repetition. So that is exactly what I am concerned about, but we're just going to have to see where it goes. I think the biggest keys to the game is going to be on Sam Darnold and also that defense being able to contain Christian McCaffrey, as he is going to be a big part of that offense. You still got to stop Ricky Pearsall. Now, George Kittle is out, so there is still opportunities, but you don't want to underestimate a team like the San Francisco 49ers because they do run an excellent system, a system that you cannot underestimate whatsoever. And I'm also trying to get my phone to work because I'm trying to play Retro Bowl at halftime, which is something that I absolutely need to happen. It says my devices are connected. And it's also going to be on the fans, the Seahawks 12s. It's also going to be on them to scream as loud as they can, which they're going to have to do. But the problem is, why are there so many 49ers fans at the Seahawks games? Like, how could they do such a thing? Very disappointing that, I mean, there's Seahawks fans out there that say that I'm not a true fan, and yet I'm not the one. Did I sell my tickets to 49er fans? Did I? Of course I did not. Because these guys are fools. And Sam Darnold, he's had his only playoff career start. It was with the Vikings last season, where they did lose to the Los Angeles Rams in absolute humiliating fashion. My bad. My feed went out for a little bit. Now let's look at Denver's game and see what's going on there. Oh, it needs to go live. So it's 1st and 10. Josh Allen with the ball. Oh, it's 20 minutes to kickoff. I thought this game starts at 5 o'clock. These guys are liars. They're just... Well, I guess I might as well just cover the Broncos game or just watch and react to the Broncos game. Indeed, career scout, huh? It's like third down for the Bills. Safe to say that I started the show a little too early. Oh, did the Broncos just intercept the ball? No, they're doing an intro video. The other thing I'm nervous about this game as well is that the Seahawks have yet to beat Brock Purdy at home. That's where I'm nervous. Now, granted, much of those games were against when it was the Geno Smith, Pete Carroll era. Technically, it's 1-0, 0-1 with Mike McDonald. 0-2 actually, but it's still not good. But Brock Purdy seems to have the Seahawks numbers, and we're hoping that this is the game where the Seahawks reverse all of the. Looks like it was a delayed kickoff. See what it's going on. It was due to because of the overtime, due to the Broncos Bills playoff game being played in overtime, the Seahawks kickoff will be against they delayed it because of the Broncos and the Bills just cannot finish their game. But whatever happens, next score wins that game. Tom Brady is actually on the color commentating. The guy who beat the Seahawks in Super Bowl 49, and that Super Bowl is still stuck in my brain. Drew Lock actually took a lot of reps too, and that's what the Seahawks don't want to see. I would have rather just build on Jalen Milroe. And Bo Nix is trying to get them the first down, and they do get them. He's still standing on his feet, gets all those yards. Well, since that they're delaying the game, I might as well just do the play-by-play for the Buffalo Bills game. Bo Nix had a nice little pass, and then their receiver did most of the work. Nice to see Tom Brady on the color commentating. I was so used to him being a quarterback. Andrews, wow, she really aged. Now here's Bo Nix going for a deep pass, and that is incomplete. Oh, someone's like commenting stuff. Who's this? Huang Tang? Oh, he's trying to send links to the actual game. Go away! Get out of here. Unless you're going to donate some money or subscribe, like the video. Otherwise, get out. Broncos are 11-2, and they didn't even show that for long enough. 49ers fans are, no, the 49ers are now coming out of the tunnel. They're doing their dancing thing. Seahawks fans should be booing the crap out of them. 12 minutes until kickoff. And Bo Nix, he is going to fire an incomplete, and there is flags all over the place. And Trent Williams just flipped off. He just flipped off Seahawks fans. Trent Williams just flipped off Seahawks fans. All you need to know about the character of the 49ers. Classless organization. Kind of funny. Rob Gronkowski is with Fox, and so is Tom Brady. That's kind of funny. I just dropped my pen. Now it's 1st and 10 for Denver. Man in motion. Now Bo Nix is going to try to run his way. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. 10 minutes until kickoff. Oh, Bo Nix is going for another deep pass, and that is incomplete. And another flag. Bills just could not believe it. Josh Allen is very upset. Understandably so. It's like the Bills are on the verge of losing. Man, I can't believe they're promoting gambling. That's just sad. Oh, they're just gonna take a knee? They're gonna bring out their kicker. Gronk is going for Seattle. Howe is going for Seattle. Michael Strahan's going for Seattle. Yep, he's going to say San Francisco 49ers. I unfortunately agree with him. It looks like the game is coming up next, and just look at that. All the fans are coming out. Makes me want to play this song. And I'm going to blast it. Bittersweet Symphony. Doing it for us Seahawks fans. Just let the song sink in. I'm playing Bittersweet Symphony. Doesn't this song remember it? And improve your lighting, Epic C Films. Can you hear the song?
Not really. I can't really hear it. I can hear a little bit, but I don't know what song this is.
How about this one? How about now? Can you hear
Now I can hear it. Yeah.
No, it's that Seahawks when they're coming out of the tunnel song.
Oh, I just didn't recognize it.
Oh, they just extended it. Oops, wrong one.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the better one.
Okay.
Just feel it, Seahawks fans. Anyways, are you excited for the game?
Yes, I am.
I am absolutely terrified of this game.
At
Sam
least it's not like last game.
He's had a bad oblique. He's been injured. All right, well, I can't play that song for this long because I don't want to get all copyrighted as if I already did.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a huge game. I mean, give me the keys to the game. Like, what are you expecting out of this? Like, what do you think the keys are to the game for the Seahawks to win against the San Francisco 49ers?
So their defense needs to contain Christian McCaffrey, and it needs to contain the quarterback. If it can contain those two people, those are the two most important people, is the quarterback and the running back. If they can maintain those, that is going to be a huge advantage on defense. Keeping them on one half of the field without them getting over the 50-yard line is going to be huge. The other side of the ball for our offense, the keys of the game are great running for today. So if our two running backs can do amazing things and keep the ball moving, it'll get a lot of pressure off of Sam Darnold. Also for Sam Darnold, go for high completion passes. High completion passes, and make sure that you don't put yourself in danger by trying to go for very scary passes.
I think what they're going to have to do is it's going to depend on Sam Darnold because he has a lot to prove because we have yet to see Sam Darnold win a playoff game. Sure, it was that one game, but it was against the Los Angeles, I almost said St. Louis, Los Angeles Rams, and he was humiliated. And the question is, can he play the big game? I mean, he's on home field advantage, but all that number one seed, the Pope connections, all of that, do you think that number one seeds, Pope connections, do you think that all translates to a victory automatically for the Seahawks, or do they actually have to win their game? They actually have to play the game.
So one of the things that we know about the Seahawks, we know about a lot of teams, is some teams play better on the road than at home. The Seahawks in the 2 years with Mike McDonald have been a better road team than have been home team overall. So we know that and stuff like that. But lately, they have got their act together because last year they weren't great, but they did have a different quarterback last year.
Yeah,
And
it was
so
Geno Smith, the one I had no faith in. And speak of quarterbacks, I know this is off topic, but guess who I'm cheering for the Browns to do? Do you think I want them? Guess who I want them to tank for?
well, Arch Manning,
Yep, tank for Arch Manning, baby.
I don't think he's going to be all that great, but to me, I think it's just at the end of the day when we're dealing with the game and we're dealing with situations like this, is there's so many different stats that people try to play into the game, saying, "Hey, because of this stat you should win, because of that stat you should win." At the end of the day, if you play a cleaner game overall and make less mistakes, you should more likely most of the time win the game. And as long as the Seahawks make less mistakes, and a couple of their biggest problems, one of them is with like our offense making more mistakes than our defense. As long as our defense plays great and our offense makes very to no mistakes at all, we will win this game. The cleaner our offense is, the more likely we'll win.
I see. Yeah, I think it's going to be also on the ability for the offense to move the chains on top of the defense. And I think first priority, I mean, yes, the defense, obviously. I mean, we're all assuming that the defense is going to be able to handle. And the thing is, the other thing I'd warn you is just warn them is, although the San Francisco 49ers do have a huge list of injuries, including George Kittle being out for the season, Fred Warner not being available, and also how much do you think they're downplaying Sam Darnold's injury? I think it's being heavily downplayed. I mean, the fact that he hasn't thrown a rep since the reports of the oblique injury, I think is a bit concerning. So I think that's something that they got to watch out for. So the health of Sam Darnold is going to be very critical. So that's where the run game is going to have to do it's more than its big magic. So and if the Seahawks can't figure out the run game, then they are going to be in a huge mess of trouble.
We do not know how minor or major this injury is. We know he is good enough, and I saw a clip of him and they were showing him in getting ready for the game. He was passing the ball. He was just doing short little things, but nothing like major to anybody. But the thing about it is that if it's something really minor and it's only just a minor like ow, then it's not going to affect him much. But if it is a major ow, it'll affect his throwing arm, and they say especially the actual ability to throw down the field. But how big of a passage you need to throw down the field to actually be successful in a game? Because if you can throw 10-yard passes, you can still be pretty effective in a game. So that's where I'm saying it's like how often you need the big long pass? Not necessarily a lot if you're very efficient with shorter passes and doing things like that. And like you said, relying on the run game. If our run game's over 50% of our plays, he doesn't have to do much work at all. And it's like, would you rather have a 75% ready Sam Darnold or have a Drew Lock play? You know what I mean?
75% Sam Darnold, because I don't trust Drew Lock. I think they should have just ran with Jalen Milroe as the backup and given him some more reps. I still don't. It was like, if you're bringing in Drew Lock, then why did you draft Jalen Milroe in the first place? So I would have not. So yeah, I don't trust Drew Lock one bit. I think he's a good third stringer at best. He's not even a backup quarterback.
I think Drew Lock is a backup quarterback, and I think the reason why they drafted Jalen Milrose is, here's the thing about it, is after they knew they were losing Geno Smith, and so they decided at the time to draft a quarterback just to prepare for the next few years and say, hey, we have a draft pick, and we're going for a more veteran quarterback. And so we're seeing which one is going to propel us to the future of this team. And what happened, and so that's what happens with it, is like sometimes the best thing to do is bring in a veteran quarterback, have them play for 1 to 3 years, and then bring in a rookie quarterback on the rookie contract. So that's usually what the league is doing, is they're not trying to pressure the quarterbacks to come in right and way and play. And so that's why they drafted Jalen Milrose. And in the meantime, they knew he was a very big project. They needed a gap player, and that was Drew Lock.
Hold on,
Drew Lock is very cheap.
Hold on. We got Doug Baldwin. He was actually raising the 12th man flag. I actually thought it was going to be Richard Sherman. Who did you think it was going to be?
I didn't know who it was going to be. I wasn't even predicting anybody.
Well, it's Doug Baldwin, so he is the one to do it. And, oh, shoot. The 49ers won the toss, and they have elected to defer, which means the Seahawks will get the ball first, and 49ers will get the ball in the second half. Now the 49ers, we got Eddie Pinheiro going for the kick. And that is going to go, and he catches, he's going to bring it out, and it goes to the 20, and it goes to the 25, the 30, he gets past them, and he is still running. He is going past the 50, into the 40, the 30. It could be an opening touchdown, the 10, touchdown. Oh, but we got a flag.
We got a flag on the play. Oh,
it just
man.
felt too good to be true. It really did. I wonder what this flag is about. They're still celebrating. They're still fired up. It still might be. I don't know. I think it's a flag. I think it's coming back.
I'm a huge Rashid Shaheed fan.
Let's see what it was. I think it's going to count. Let's see what it was. What are they conversing? What are they waiting for?
I don't know. They're taking them their time.
Sounds like there are some that agree and disagree. John Hussey's going to call it. Okay, no one can hear you, man. It's a touchdown. It was turfing. So we got the touchdown. We got the touchdown. It is a touchdown, Seahawks. Oh, the kicker was trying to just slip him with it. He was trying to get him to trip.
He tried to trip him.
So dirty.
Wow. Wow.
49ers tried that low. 49ers kicker tried to trip. Man, 49ers are classless. They are a classless organization. I'm just going to say it. And now it's 6-0. Pending PAT is going to be 7. And now here is the kick. And that will go through. And that is good. And the Seahawks already got on the board with a touchdown. Offense didn't even have to do anything.
And did you see the smile by Mike McDonald? I'm like, actually seeing him smile now.
Yeah, he hardly ever smiles. He kind of gives you that Jim Harbaugh vibe sometimes.
Wow.
What an opening touchdown for the Seahawks.
Yeah. I told you, I'm a big fan of that player. I knew about him before the Seahawks traded for him. I'm like, and the reason why they knew about him is because Clint Kubiak used to be the offensive coordinator for the New Orleans Saints.
And that's why they picked him. Only player in the NFL with a kickoff and punt return touchdown this season. So he has made history.
Wow.
13 seconds in. I know, it's so close. What if it was 12 seconds? If it was 12 seconds, it would have just been too perfect.
I know, that would have been really funny.
It should have been 12 seconds. And now Jason Myers is going to kick it off. And he does. It's more of a squib kick. And there's going to be a flag.
Yeah, because we didn't get it to the landing zone.
I think they're going to get to the 40 for that.
Yeah.
Yep, 40 yard. So it's just as bad as hitting it out of bounds. Jason Myers should have just kicked it all the way out, but so basically it was a touchback with 5 extra yards. Brock Purdy, career in Seattle, 4-0, 68% completion, 8 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. This is going to be a tough game for the Seahawks. Like, I don't care if George Kittle is out. Either way, it is going to be a very tough game, especially when you have Jawan Jennings and you got Ricky Pearsall. And now it is 1st and 10, ball on the 40, and man in motion. And let's see what they're going to do. Another man in motion again. And here's Purdy. He is going to pass, and he gets overwhelmed, and he gets stuffed. and it's picked. And I wonder if that's going to be considered a fumble, and that's going to go all the way to the end zone. And looks like that could be a touchdown, Seahawks. Nope, it's going to be second down. They considered it incomplete, the tuck rule.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was already in motion.
Wow.
Yeah, that was on DeMarcus Lawrence, and what an addition he has been for the Seahawks defense.
We didn't do too many offseason moves last year, but that was one of our big ones.
It was one of the big ones. Now it's 2nd and 10. Still ball on the 40. Seahawks are the 4th best team in applying the pressure. Now here is Purdy for pass, and that is going to be caught, nearly dropped. That was Jennings who goes out of bounds, and now that is going to be 3rd down and probably about, I think, 5. But Seahawks have got to get this stop. We don't want to give Brock Purdy and the offense any opportunity to advance the ball. We just don't want to give them any chance. We want to have as smooth as a victory as much as possible. It is now 3rd and 6. 49ers are the best 3rd down conversion team in the NFL, which is why I'm scared of them. Now here's Purdy. He's got some time, and now the pocket is broken, and now he has to run. Now he's going to throw it, and that's going to be caught, and that's going to be a 1st down for San Francisco. Even without George Kittle, their tight ends are still able to make that play, hence why I was stressing about San Francisco's got that system, and as long as they have the system, their backups can more than make up for it. They could have a bunch of high school kids, and they will still find a way to win this game. And now it's going to be 1st and 10. Purdy is now 2 for 3 for 11 yards. Clock is now down to 13. Fans are trying to be loud. Now here is the handoff to Christian McCaffrey, and he gets there. He gets open, and that's going to be about at least 8 yards, and that is going to be 2nd down. But 49ers are still advancing the ball. Leonard Williams and DeMarcus Lawrence got the Pro Bowl honors. And Julian Love is, they call him Man of the Year for club winner. No idea what that is. And now clock is still running down. 2nd and 3. Seahawks again have to get that stop. Man in motion. And now it's going to be to Brian Robinson Jr. And he is going to get close to the 1st down. He might get the 1st down on that one. That was Nick Emanwari. And I'm still cringe that Nick Emanwari is wearing number 3. That number 3 should be retired by now. It does belong to Russell Wilson. His number should have never been issued to another player.
What do they say? It's 5 years after you can get retired or something like that. The official Hall of Fame.
But they still shouldn't have. They should have not gave them that number. So I think it's a sign of disrespect to Russell Wilson. And just don't forget, no Russell, no Super Bowl. And now it's 3rd and 1. Man in motion is Jennings. And now here's Christian McCaffrey. And he is going to get stopped. And he goes down. And that's going to be at least of a loss of 2. And I wonder if the 49ers are actually going to go for it. Honestly, I dare them to because I know they're going to. They're probably going to get the 1st down because they have the system to do it. But Christian McCaffrey ran into his own man. Trying to see if he actually did. And he did run into his own man, and he got tackled by Byron Murphy. I think that's his name. And they're going to go for it on 4th down. Of course they are. And now it's going to be 11 seconds. And the Seahawks have got to get this stop. And no running back is with Brock Purdy. They're going to pass. Here's Brock Purdy, and he still has time. That's going to be thrown. That's going to be caught by Jennings, and the play stopped abruptly.
Did someone call a touchdown?
San Francisco or Seattle just called a timeout, and that's actually a pretty clutch timeout for the Seahawks because they're just trying. That was a very tactical timeout. Yes, the Meowsy says it's very tactical. They're calling it the dark side defense. Number 1 scoring defense in the NFL, first time since 2015. 17 points allowed, fewest by Seattle since 2014, and 3.7 rushing yards per attempt, fewest since 2016. So this defense has emerged to be one of the, if not the best defense in the NFL. Mike McDonald, 2nd season as a Seahawks head coach, 24 and 10. Welcome to a new era. Now it's 4th. It's still 4th and 1. They have got to find a way to stop him. I wonder if they put Christian McCaffrey back on the field. Let's see what's going to happen. They got Christian McCaffrey on the backfield. Man in motion is their tight end. And fullback is making another move as well. And now they're going to give it to the fullback. Does he have room? And you're going to try to flip it. And no! The ball is out. It goes out of bounds. And it's going to be first down Seahawks. And the Seahawks were able to stop them on fourth down. What a stop by Seattle. And now it's up to Sam Darnold to see if he can advance the ball and capitalize on the fourth down failure by San Francisco.
Do you see their coach try to get on the field and they had to push the coach back, the referee?
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan is very frustrated, and we are now going into commercial break. And by the way, if you're in Snoqualmie, North Bend, Carnation, Issaquah, Sammamish, you'll want to pay attention to this while I go to the bathroom.
We're making half pineapple, half tiki tiki with barbecue chicken. You put the garlic. Put the pineapple on the whole pizza. Remember, they want half pineapple, and the one is going to be tiki tiki. Tiki tiki goes pineapple, garlic, feta cheese, artichoke hearts, and the chicken. And we're gonna spread some barbecue on top. And it's ready. Put it on the oven. Let it run.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May. It's not baseball season, it's football season, but it still applies. The discount still applies, and I'm actually giving you 50% off if you happen to order and pick up or deliver at the Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. And what else do they have besides the pizza? What else do they got, Epic Sea Films?
They got pasta, they got Mexican food, and they got burgers.
That's right. That is correct.
Mm-hmm. And for all the audience members here, what is your favorite pizza or favorite food for NFL games?
Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza or Zeke's Pizza is my favorite. What is your favorite, Epic Sea Films?
For games like today, pizza's always a great option. I like pizza. I'm a big burger fan. I've really gotten into burgers the last few years. And then my favorite food is Mexican. I love Mexican food.
I have a weakness for Mexican food myself. And by the way, excellent defense by the Seahawks. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
They only gave up one first down, and now it's going to be up to Sam Darnold. And we are at 1st and 10 at the 43. Now it's going to be handoff to Kenneth Walker, and he actually gets thrown a little bit forward, and that's going to be 2nd down. I think it looks like they're going to try more of the running game because of that injury of that slight injury of Sam Darnold. And now here's Darnold to pass, and that's going to be caught by, I think that was, it was someone, and that's going to be a 1st down. It looks like the offense is definitely off to a good start so far.
That was Kenneth Walker who caught it.
That was Kenneth Walker, indeed. And now it's going to be 1st and 10. Now here is Sam Darnold to pass. Now here is the pass. And that's going to be nearly intercepted. Ball intended for Jackson Smith and Jigba. But that is going to be a 2nd down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 10. And now here is going to be the Charbonnet, and he has some room to run, and he gets there, and that's going to be a first down for the Seahawks again, and the Seahawks are moving the chains real quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Also, good blocking by the tight end, too.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Now it's slightly less than 10 minutes until for the quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And now we got 2 on the backfield, fullback and running back. So that's going to be off to Zach Charbonnet, and he is making the moves. He gets a little bit of yards. Offensive line has also been a significant improvement.
Yeah. Yep.
2nd and 6. Now here's Sam Darnold to pass. And now here is a pass, and that's going to be caught by Cooper Kupp. There you're hearing the chants of Coop.
Yeah. I think the best new addition to our offense this year was Gray Zabel, offensive lineman. I think that was a huge draft pick.
And now it's going to be 8 minutes left, and looks like they're going to push it forward. They're doing the A.J. Barner playbook. I think they're just trying to get him to jump, honestly. Nope. And I think he gets it through. That's going to be a first down Seahawks. It's called, imagine if they did that in the Super Bowl 49. They could have done that. They could have just stuffed it to a tight end and they would have scored.
I really like that move, using A.J. Barner as our quarterback sneak, or tight end sneak is what you would call it. I think that's an interesting move that actually works.
Yeah. Let's call it the tight end cat or something. The wild tight end.
Yeah.
And by the way, in about just over 12 hours, I'll tell you in the commercial break, 1st and 10.
Yeah.
And man in motion. And now we got a flag out there. And I think that's going to be a false start. We got a comment. 1 tush push away from 2 Super Bowls. I know! And you know what was the other frustrating part of that play was the way that pass was done. It was based on everything working. And if one of those factors did not work, resulted in an interception. So that's why the play design itself was flawed. It's not one of those plays that you would do at the end zone. And anyways, we're getting a little bit off topic. 1st and 15 because of the false start. Clock is running, and that's going to go to Kenneth Walker. And now here's Walker, and he's going to get basically he just erases the penalty, but now it's going to be 2nd down and probably about a 10. And that's the thing. You can tell that the oblique is kind of bothering Sam Darnold because he's not really passing. That's why they're trying to base on the running game, but that's how you make your game a bit more predictable. And he's only made 1 significant pass, and that one was nearly picked off. So that is something to pay attention to and to keep in mind of. Now we've got 2nd and 10. And now here's Darnold, and he's actually in the man. It's actually on the play action, and Cooper Kupp catches it. And they're chanting, Coop!
Like I said earlier, do short passes. You don't have to extenuate your quarterback much. And it's going to be a good game. Mm-hmm. This will be good.
Now they're gonna have to punch it through.
Yeah.
And again, we can agree that this was the most anticipated matchup for the entire playoffs. So now we got 3rd and 1. Zach Charbonnet is on the backfield. He's going to hand it to him immediately, and he gets stuffed immediately, gets thrown back, just pushed back. That was as predictable as it gets, and that is going to be 4th down. And now they're going to be forced to kick the field goal. And I would just take the 3 points right there. Don't do anything cute. Take any of the points that you possibly can, especially when you don't have the ball to start at the second half. And by the way, it's been spoiled that it is a 10-0 lead because my game is extremely behind probably. And there's Jason Myers. He's going for the field goal on a 4th and 5, a 31-yard attempt. And now here is the kick. It goes up, and it is good. And now the Seahawks now take a 10-0 lead with 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. And Jason Myers was able to hit that field goal. And by the way, in about less than, I would like to say in about 15 hours, guess what I've got tomorrow?
What, another stream?
Nope.
A work thing?
Nope. Something I tried to invite you to, but you just couldn't make it.
What, Sahara Pizza?
What'd you think of my reaction? Like, remember, I was like, ah!
Yeah. It's, people, I like seeing people excited for things when like someone does something positive.
Is that like kind of like because you notice I'm more of a negative guy?
Yeah, seeing you being positive and seeing people be positive makes me really happy because they say a lot more people nowadays talk about things that they hate versus things they like more. So seeing people actually be positive and be like in that way really does make me happy.
I was actually given advice. I did reach out to a high school football coach. He's actually, so he's like my friend's, more like acquaintance, but could be friend. His brother is the one who's the coach. I asked him for some advice, and this is what he said, and I want you to react to it. He says, be yourself, hold a high standard to challenge them, but bring the energy, positive, encourage, and make it fun for them, and you'll be good. It's that balance between challenging them to be better and loving them that they respect most. Good luck, man. Have a blast. What do you think of that?
I think that's good advice because for my thing is that a coach can be too negative, but a coach could be too positive sometimes. You say like a coach could like, you don't want to praise them for everything that they do, you know, but you don't want to like get down on them really harsh for like everything, you know?
Yeah, there's like a level, right? There's Pete Carroll, the overly positive, and then there's Josh McDaniels, the very overly negative who just yells and swears at you. And all I can say is swearing only works if you're not yelling at your own players.
Yeah. Some players can work for a guy like Bobby Knight. Some players can't.
Yeah, Bobby Knight was a one of a kind. And
Yes.
now that is going to be a kickoff. And now they're going to bring it out. And it's going to go to the 20. And they don't even get to the touchback. And now, it looks like there's a lot of pushing and shoving going around. Looks like there could be a fumble going on. It's not a fumble, but there was a lot of pushing and shoving. And you know that this is a very fierce rivalry between San Francisco and Seattle.
I say this is a bigger rivalry than when we play. Which one do you think is a bigger rivalry? When we play San Francisco or when we play LA?
LA.
You think so?
I think LA is going to be the bigger rivalry. But we just have to see how they do against Chicago. But more importantly, we have to see if the Seahawks win before we can even get into that kind of conversation. And now it's going to be 1st and 10, ball on the 28, man in motion. And now it's going to be handoff to Christian McCaffrey, and he goes down. And that's going to be at least 3 yards.
Of all the games this weekend, the Seattle game has the best weather.
It does, yeah.
44 degrees. And I'm like, clear.
And now we're at 2nd and 7. 15 seconds left on the play clock. Wasn't Christian McCaffrey in motion. Now here's Brock Purdy to pass. Now here's the throw he fires, and that's going to be a first down. Oh, the ball is out. The ball is out, recovered by the Seahawks. That is Julian Love, and that should be Seahawks football. And they do get the ball on an unbelievable fumble committed by Julian Love. He's the one that picked it up. And oh my goodness, San Francisco is now in deep, desperate trouble. And yep, that ball was clearly out. And it's not like it was like on an incomplete. I don't think you can even call that incomplete. But what do you think? Do you think that was incomplete, or do you think that's a fumble?
I think that's
Meowsies, yes. I'm on YouTube too.
Yeah. On this play, I think that was a fumble. And the other thing is, was the play already blown dead yet? The play wasn't blown dead yet.
Because he was still standing.
Okay. So then that means it would be a fumble.
Do you know what would be a fun betting odds game?
What?
Will I get the Grossi raid? I think that should be like a betting thing. How much of the odds do you think it would be? Do you think, like, if you bet like $1, do you think you'll get like 10 or $100? I'm gonna ask my friend, what do you think? What do you think is the betting odds that Tom Grossi raids my show? I think it would be like a plus 500, or like more like a plus 1,000. What do you think it is? A plus what?
I don't think it's plus 1,000, but the odds. So how many times have you got a Grossi raid? Has it been 3 or 4 times?
I think it's about, there was the first time against that Bengals game. And then there was like a second one with the Lions. I've been Grossi rated 3 times.
And you've done football games for how many years?
I've done football games since 2023. My friend thinks it's a plus 950.
So you basically get like 1 a year.
So chances are still pretty low.
Chances are pretty low, but you do get 1 a year. So depending on how you want to do the math into that, just 1 a year, and you don't know which game it's going to be. And usually it's during the regular season because you've only had regular season games. So it's one of basically 17 games. So a 1 in 17 chance each year.
So basically, don't count on it.
Yeah. So yeah, the odds of it happening would be like pretty low. It'd be like 1 in like I don't know, 500 or something. I don't even know.
I'm gonna download a Magic 8-Ball just to see like Magic 8-Ball. Will Tom Grossi raid my channel? Hey Meowsies, he decided to join my YouTube. And Meowsies, how the best way to support the YouTube channel? Hit the like button, subscribe, hit notification, and also donate to this channel through the YouTube super chats. Go ahead and do that. Now I'm gonna go to the Magic 8-Ball. Magic 8-Ball. Will Tom Grossi raid my channel? It says he's going to raid my channel. It says he's going to raid my channel. Let's see if he actually does raid my channel today. And now here is Sam Darnold. He's got Kenneth Walker on the backfield. We got Jake Bobo on the right. And that's going to be a play action blocked by Kenneth Walker. And he's going to go down and sack. And how did you not throw that ball away? That was Mustafa who made the tackle. Magic 8-Ball says yes.
Oh, do you see him limping a little bit? Sam Darnold?
Are you serious? He is going. He should have thrown it away. He was already well out of the pocket.
Yeah. Sometimes you just don't sense them. Your brain just doesn't lock in.
I think Darnold's still there, though.
Yeah.
And now here's Sam Darnold to pass. And now he's going for a big throw. And that's going to be caught by Cooper Kupp.
Is that a first down?
I think that should be first down.
It's not. Yep, they're giving it to him.
It is a first down.
Yep, they gave it to him because it was right on the line. Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think a Grossi raid will happen? Because Magic 8-Ball says yes.
I don't know. It'd be a nice surprise if it happened, especially today on like a rivalry game in the playoffs,
and to a Seahawks fan too.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be 1st and 10. Jackson Smith and Jigba on the motion. And now here's Sam Darnold already pressured in the throw, and that's going to be incomplete. And 49ers are probably going to be crying for an intentional grounding, and it kind of looked like it was. He was still in the pocket, but it did go above the line of scrimmage. If it did not go above line of scrimmage, then it would have been a for sure easy call for an intentional grounding. And now we got 2nd and 10.
Yeah.
Now we got 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first quarter. This quarter has been breezing along. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Now here's Sam Darnold looking to pass. He's kind of running out of time. Now here is a big pass. And that's going to be incomplete, and that is a pass interference right there. A very easy call. Not a good day for the 49ers so far, and it's going to go close to the end zone, and Sam Darnold's offense is kind of being bailed out by all these flags going against the 49ers. And it kind of doesn't help when the 49ers, they don't have Fred Warner, and they also don't have Nick Bosa. Those are the two big losses on their defense, which is why the Seahawks offense is able to move their chains.
I don't think Robert Saleh is that good at his defense.
I think he is.
I think he's overrated.
He helped build the LOB.
Yeah, but
anyways, 1st and goal. So they got to score this touchdown. And now it is Kenneth Walker. He's going to try to run it, and he gets stopped, but he still gets at least 5 yards. And it's 2nd and goal. I said 2nd goal. Is that funny? Also, I have a few more highlights from basketball that I will be showing. But that is what I do have in the next 14 hours. And I'm actually the assistant coach too. I mean, Tom Grossi's been doing it for over a decade, so what do you really expect? And it's going to be 2nd and goal. And now it's going to be fake. No, it's going to be fake handoff. And now here is Sam Darnold. He throws, and that's going to be caught. Is that caught? And that is a touchdown, Seahawks. That is Jackson Smith and Jigba who makes the catch. And the Seahawks have now taken a 16-0 lead. Pending PAT, it will be 17-0. And Sam Darnold, who was absolutely pressured, still is able to get it off. And JSN is able to make an amazing catch 2 feet in. And that will result in a touchdown, and was able to maintain control of that ball.
Yeah,
and what a start! Down. And what a start for the Seattle Seahawks. How about that?
Do you know the Seahawks actually have an assistant coach?
I'm sure they do. I mean, it's...
Yeah, most people don't know who he is because most people don't even know who our head coach is.
Now it's going to be a kickoff, and that is good. And that is a 17-0 lead for the Seahawks. They have got to keep this up.
Yeah. There was a guy who did a video. He did a clip, and he was asking people in New York. He showed a picture of Mike McDonald, and most people couldn't name who Mike McDonald was. They didn't even know he was a coach. They thought he was Drake May.
Drake May, huh?
Yeah, people thought he was a quarterback, Drake May. Isn't that funny?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's time to show my... I'm going to show a
video.
couple highlights. Yeah, that's the type of team that I help coach. I think you've seen these guys before. Like, what was the impressions when you saw these guys?
But they put an effort, they tried, and that's a big thing when people actually care about wanting to do well and stuff like that.
Yeah, and part of the biggest reasons why I'm in that league is because one of my best friends is in the league, and believe it or not, he is actually in majority of our leagues. He's now in fantasy football. He just joined. He's in fantasy basketball, even in the OG days. He does fantasy baseball, and fantasy hockey. So he does most of our leagues, and you've met him before. I think you've gotten the idea of who it is.
Yeah, you're talking about Greg.
Yep, Greg. He's a really cool guy. He's known to be a passer. Like, for anyone that cares about like NBA comparisons, he has a style of like Tony Kukoc. If you remember Tony Kukoc, he was a huge part of that Chicago Bulls team with Michael Jordan. And also, I have another video that I'm trying to upload too. You've probably seen some of those AI type videos, so I am going to upload it right now. There's still time left with the commercials going on, is there?
Yeah.
It's going to take a while.
Yeah, I think you have time for a commercial if you want to show.
No, I think. Here it is.
Yeah.
Forget it. It's over. So I'll show it on the next commercial, but you got a glimpse of what it could be.
Yeah.
I think you saw it for like a split second, so I think you have an idea of what it is. And now here is Jason Myers. He's going to kick it off, and that is going to go to the end zone, but he's going to take the knee and take the 35 yards, and that's going to be 1st and 10 for San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And look at that route running by Jackson Smith and Jigba. Barner had a slow little motion thing, but yeah, and Jigba, he was able to route run that, and that was a very tight pass by Sam Darnold too.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very tight pass. Almost should have been picked. And Kyle Shanahan's not happy with him.
Sam Darnold has not looked that injured so far, you know. There's something there, but not like been that badly because he looks like he's still mobile.
I think Drew Lock is actually going to get some snaps regardless how this game goes. And now it's going to be man in motion is their fullback. He's still moving, and it's going to be Brock Purdy is looking to pass, and that's going to be caught by Christian McCaffrey. He gets some blocking, and that's going to be a first down for San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say it. Sometimes I still think about that Seahawks game against the San Francisco 49ers in that 2013 NFC Championship. It was probably the most insane game I ever saw aside from that Green Bay Packers NFC Championship game. And now we got a minute left, just over a minute. Still trying to call it. Brock Purdy's having some problems communicating, and now it's going to be to Christian McCaffrey, and he gets stopped, but he still gets about a couple yards on that, and that's going to be about a second down.
Mm-hmm. We know who their whole offense is. Like, most of their offense runs for Christian McCaffrey, so it's pretty obvious. If it doesn't go through that, there's like Jennings or Pearsall, and that's pretty much all their offense.
Ricky Pearsall has had some pretty weird luck in his life ever since he got drafted by San Francisco. And it's going to be 2nd and 9 with 15 seconds left on the play clock, 30 seconds left in the quarter. Man in motion. And now here is Brock Purdy. The pass is getting pressured already, and that's going to be caught by Christian McCaffrey. So what I was saying about Ricky Pearsall, he's not only had some number of injuries, but he also got shot in downtown San Francisco, believe it or not, and he lived. Wow. So Ricky Pearsall has been having some pretty weird luck in his life. He said, Meowsy says, might be advantageous to put Drew in for a little bit if we get a stop. I don't think they're going to do something like that. I think they're just going to keep it going. Now look at that picture. Look at that video of that Hawk. He looks very intimidating. 17-0 as we have so far. And now here's that AI video I got. What'd you think of that creation I made? And it
I
took a
saw that
lot of
on your-
time.
I saw that on your, I think your Instagram.
It took a lot of time.
Mhm. Yeah, AI is not as simple of a fix as people think, because when you try to do something with AI, you have to give it a lot of instructions to get exactly what you want.
It's all about the writing. The writing is very critical.
Yeah, the prompt engineering is what they call it, and it's a huge thing, because if your words aren't correctly, they will misinterpret it and be like, "Well, you actually wanted this," and it's like, "I didn't want that." And it's like, but he's like, "You thought you said one thing," and then they're like, "No, this actually means this." So
It
yeah,
also costs money too to do that too. It's not cheap.
some AIs are free, some aren't. Especially if you
But
want
the
better
free ones,
AIs.
the free ones aren't good though. It's designed in a specific way.
I think ChatGPT is pretty good for what I'm using it for, but I use it for like code and like simple writing tasks. But it's like, but if you want something like you want better like art AI costs money.
It does. It really
Yeah.
does. That's what. And also, here's another video that also required me to use a lot of AI. Here it is. This is when I have my Sonic shows. Well, now we are back from the break. I'll explain about it later. Now it's going to be 3rd and 5. It's going to be a critical moment for the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, Brock Purdy's trying to do an audible. It's always a tough place to play in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And now here is Brock Purdy to pass, and he's getting pressured already. He gets out of the pocket, and he throws it. And that's still going to be a first down. And even with under pressure, Brock Purdy is able to get it off to make it a first down. How does that even happen? Like, even on extreme pressure, he is still able to pull it out of his you-know-where.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some are arguing if that was like an illegal forward pass beyond the line of scrimmage, but let's see if it was. I don't think it was, so I think that is cleared, unfortunately, for a first down. And now it's going to be, here is to Christian McCaffrey. And once again, the Seahawks are able to limit him, as he's only gotten 2 yards on that one.
Yeah. Well, a lot of his yards are coming from catches today.
A dumb question. Why not the name Twitch channel Rooftop Sports here too? Is it Rooftop Mariner? Is that what it is? I got to check it. Oh, it's Rooftop Joe 92. That's why maybe no one's watching it, because I didn't even. Yeah, that's not good. I got to fix that. Thanks for pointing it out. I don't really put much time into my, as you can tell, I don't really put much time into this one.
Mm-hmm.
And now it is going to be 2nd down. And now here is Brock Purdy to pass. Now here's the pass. That's going to be caught by Christian McCaffrey. He does more on the receiving end. And that is going to be a first down. It says I have to verify email to update, but where do I verify the email is the question. I guess I'm going to have to go all the way back to my account, so it's probably going to go all the way back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's first down, so San Francisco is kind of threatening. It is 1st and 10. Brock Purdy is 7 of 8 on passing for 55 yards. It seems that the Seahawks never really get to Brock Purdy. He's a very tough guy to sack. Yeah, I'm trying to find a way to fix my Twitch channel. If I even can.
Do you know who the halftime show is at the Seahawks game? Did you hear about it?
Who?
It's Little John.
How would I know?
They got Little John to come.
So unfortunately, it's not letting me right now. So that's kind of unfortunate.
Maybe you have to wait till after your stream.
Possibly. Probably going to have to fix it then.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's going to be 1st and 10. Probably, I don't know. Yeah, I probably can't do it while streaming. You're right. So going to have to fix it then. It's going to be 1st and 10. And now here is Brock Purdy. He's got all day to throw. Now here's a big pass, and that's going to be incomplete. And surprised that was not called for like some kind of pass interference. And I was hoping that was going to be intercepted, but the ball was just too far away for anyone to catch that ball.
Mm-hmm.
I am very disappointed, though, that a lot of Seahawks fans sold their tickets away to San Francisco fans, bunch of sellouts. They obviously cashed out for tickets. They cashed out for cash by giving away all their tickets, and they gave it to the wrong hands. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Now here is Brock Purdy to pass. He gets pressured, and that's going to be incomplete. And now it's going to be 3rd down. And remember, San Francisco is one of the best teams in the NFL when it comes to the third down.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's going to be 3rd and 10. San Francisco's 2 of 3 on 3rd down conversions. Now here's Brock Purdy to pass. He has all day. Now here's a pass that's going to be caught by McCaffrey, and he's going to go down, and that's going to be 4th down. And now you kind of wonder if San Francisco is actually going to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
Nope, they're going to go for the field goal, unless never know they do a fake. That could also happen.
But most teams don't do a fake. How often do you see a fake field goal?
It happened in the 2014 NFC Championship against Green Bay between Seattle. Eddie Pinheiro is now going to be the kicker, 28 of 29 in the regular season. It is now 4th and 3. It's going to be a 40-yard attempt. Now here is the kick, and that goes right through the uprights, and that is good. San Francisco does get on the board to make it 17-3. And I want to talk about a little bit about my basketball. So yeah, so tomorrow is just going to be the preseason, basically, where it's just 2 games. And if anyone would like to meet me, that will be your opportunity to meet the Rooftop Sports. I will be in the Auburn Fieldhouse. Now, have you been to the Auburn Fieldhouse, Epic C, or at least that Auburn Mall?
I've not been to the Auburn Fieldhouse, but I have been to the Super Mall.
Yeah, that's where it exactly is. So if anyone wants to meet me there, I'll be there. If you want to watch, it will be on Court 2 starting at 10 a.m. That's when the game starts. I plan to get there a little bit earlier to support the other teams, or maybe to watch other teams. We'll see. But I do plan to be there. And if you want to meet me there, that's where I will be to give support for the team that I do coach. And how we did last year, we finished 4th place overall in the state tournament. It was a very disappointing finish because we thought that we had a really good shot to win the championship, but unfortunately, while we were in the B group, they bumped us up to the A group at the last minute for knockout rounds. And then we had to go up against a couple teams where, let's just say, I would like to say a couple players did not qualify for Special Olympics, if you know what I mean, but it is what it is. We almost actually won the semifinals game. We lost by just 6. We were actually down 15, and we were making like a, that comment, huh? Let's see how this goes, huh? Not even going to respond to it in a certain way. I just happen to see it, not going to engage with it much. Let's see if this person just goes off like a chimney, which is very possible.
Mm-hmm. So you wanted to show a clip of your Special Olympics team, or do you want to show a commercial for the Kwame's pizza? Sahara pizza.
I ran out of basketball clips for sure.
No, do you have Sahara pizza clip?
Oh, it's United Football League is coming on March 20th. Man, March 27th? That's late. And that's when people are tired of football by then. And now they're reflecting back on the 2013 NFC Championship game. Richard Sherman tipped that ball. Yeah, it's like, well, I'm the best cornerback in the league. When you try me with a star receiver like Crabtree, that's the results you're going to get. Don't you ever talk about me.
Mm-hmm.
That was like one of the greatest moments where Richard Sherman just went off on the camera.
Mm-hmm.
A reunion, Richard Sherman and Aaron Andrews. What a reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Go on YouTube, Meowsies. Oh, here was the comment. Should I show it? It's kind of inappropriate. Just go on YouTube, Meowsies. And now they're going to bring it out, and he goes into the 37. But yeah, Richard Sherman was a one of a kind.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you see it, Meowsies. Now it's 1st and 10.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's going to be handoff to Zach Charbonnet, but he's only able to get maybe 1 or 2 yards. I think it's going to be more like 1 yard. I wonder if that Rashid Shaheed caused some kind of like an earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
I think it did. Second and 8. So he actually got 2 yards on that, which is a little bit surprising. Clock is still running. Man in motion. And now it's going to be Sam Darnold to pass. Now he's going to do a little bit of a short pass to Kenneth Walker, and he's able to get a few yards to get closer to that first down. That was more of a screen pass.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Sam Darnold's really been doing. That's what he's really been able to do. He's been really just been game managing really at best. He hasn't really been doing really much anything else. And now it's going to be 3rd and 2. And now we got Sam Darnold at 3rd and 2. Seahawks have got to get this. They don't want to get San Francisco any chance to make any kind of a comeback. It's going to be a fake handoff. And here's Darnold. He's going for a really big pass, and that's going to be incomplete. No flags at all. And now it's going to be 4th down, and they have got to punt it. I was not exactly a fan of the big throw. I think they should have just focused on getting the 2 yards. I did not like that decision by Sam Darnold, or whatever the play call was. It was not exactly a good idea to just throw it downfield on a 4th and 2, which is why now San Francisco has to punt, and now they have a chance to make some kind of a comeback, which is very much possible. And now we got Michael Dixon. He's going to try to punt.
First time he's been out all day. First time.
Yeah, did not like that. Michael Dixon. Now he's going to punt. And now it's going to go all the way to the 10. And that goes out of bounds. And now San Francisco is deep in their own territory.
Yep.
That's why Michael Dixon is one of the best punters in the league. And now I am going to play a commercial. We got some bad news for Denver Broncos fans and the Denver Broncos in general, but quarterback Bo Nix just suffered a season-ending broken bone in his ankle during the overtime game victory over Buffalo.
Wow.
So now I wonder who the backup quarterback is for Denver. Denver quarterback chart. I have no idea what it was, but their backup quarterback is going to be Jarrett Stidham. So it's not going to be good for Denver going into the AFC Championship game, and they'll be playing the winner of the New England Patriots and who else?
Texans.
The
Texans.
Houston Texans, yeah.
Yeah. If you saw the end of that game, you saw how they actually won that game.
Pass interference.
My dad and my mom were getting upset. Especially my dad got really upset.
Does he not like the Broncos?
No, we're not a Bronco family.
Well, yeah, probably because of long history with the AFC West a long time ago when the Seahawks used to be an AFC team.
That's not even the reason. He just doesn't like the history of how what's happened and how they got their Super Bowls with Denver.
John Elway?
Yeah.
He doesn't like John Elway, doesn't he? I don't think anyone really likes John Elway.
No, because he thinks a lot of them, they've been very lucky and had a lot of favorable calls that shouldn't have gone their way.
Someone once told me that he believes that John Elway, he thinks that he is bigger than the NFL.
Yeah. That's the thing with a lot of games, some games and some situations, why certain people don't like certain teams, because they think certain calls are very controversial based on the refs and other things.
It was on Twitter by Adam Schefter Meowsies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Kubiak. Oh, Clay Kubiak and Clint Kubiak, both offensive coordinators going up against each other. That's a rivalry added right there. Brotherly rivalry. And now here is Christian McCaffrey. He's actually that was probably the most yards he has run on the ground. And that's going to be second down.
Yeah. But Clint Kubiak's in the running for a lot of offensive coordinator jobs right now.
Yeah, everyone's for head coaching.
Head coaching. They want him for head coaching. There's like 9 head coaching jobs open right now.
Clint Kubiak, Clay Kubiak, and their father, Gary Kubiak. I think that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
He's also a Super Bowl winner himself. Second and 3. And now it's going to be handoff to Christian McCaffrey. Gets an easy first down.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's 17-3. I mean, why am I even repeating that? McCaffrey has 24 yards on 7 rushes. Purdy's 8 of 11 on 62 passing yards, so he's been pretty limited today. Man in motion. Now here's Brock Purdy looking to pass. He's got all day to throw. Now here's a pass he's caught, and their tight end has actually stepped up, and now he goes up to the 30. And who needs George Kittle when you got that tight end and you got an amazing offensive line? I mean, Trent Williams is just as impactful as what's his name, George Kittle. Now it's 17-3. I already said that. It's going to be first down. Here's Purdy to pass. That's going to be caught. And again, who needs George Kittle? That's going to be another first down. And no matter how much Brock Purdy gets pressured, still able to get the ball out on time.
Ooh, see how close? Our guy was almost there.
Sort of. That was Jake Tongues. And now it's going to be Christian McCaffrey, and he's going to go down finally after just 1 yard.
Yeah.
The Daytona 500 is going to be February 15th.
Mm-hmm.
don't think I'm going to do a YouTube show for the Daytona 500. Do you see me doing that?
Hey. Zoom, zoom, round and around. Look, they go. Round and round they go.
How would you even do a play? I don't even know how to do a play-by-play for that to begin with.
So-and-so was in first place. So-and-so was in last place.
17-3. Now here's Brock Purdy to pass, and that's going to be caught by Christian McCaffrey. I think they might give him the first down on that one.
No.
And I think that is going to be a first down. They're going to give him the first down and more.
Well, I didn't think he got that far.
Me neither. They're just handing it to him.
They want the games to be competitive.
And this is Mr. Irrelevant, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's 7. I keep saying I got to stop that. 8 first downs for San Francisco, so they're able to hold up. Seahawks have been bailed out by a lucky kick return and a pass interference call. Several pass interference calls. Second timeout called by San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
They're down 17-3, but there is still plenty of time for San Francisco to make that comeback. Going to play another commercial. Yeah. Set up your microphone. Put your microphone on.
Get what you want, Dave. You should have told Zoe stop. You should have told her no, but you didn't. Because it was both of them.
Set up your microphone so that way you can't hear the background noise. Telling you.
What?
Set up the microphone. Your white microphone or gray
My
microphone.
microphone is on.
Oh, put it. No, check the settings.
Yeah, let's see. I'll check the settings, but my microphone,
the
my mic is on. My mic is on.
Does it say? Is it under Yeti?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I find that hard to believe. Did you go to settings? Go to
Yeah,
audio.
I'm on settings, and it's on Yeti and Yeti. Yes, for speakers and for mic.
That's just so weird.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Show me the microphone. Wait, speak into it. Speak.
Hello. Hello.
Weird.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Look, they're bringing Fear Factor back again.
Are they? And we are back from the break. Instacart is still hanging around.
Yeah. Johnny Knoxville's the host of Fear Factor now.
Is he? 6 minutes left in this half. Total yards this quarter. San Francisco at 70. Seattle with only 8.
Yeah.
San Francisco has been outplaying. Yeah, but it may not last. We're now at 6:03 left in the half. And man in motion. And they're going to do a little bit of shovel. Now it's going to be to Purdy, and they're going to lose yards. They might lose yards, and actually it's going to be, they're able to turn that into a gain, actually.
1 yard gain. All that work for a 1 yard gain.
Pretty much.
It's interesting. The one interesting is all the coaching trees. Now everybody's related in football or connected.
I guess.
You know?
And now it is going to be 2nd and 9. And now it's going to hand off to Christian McCaffrey. And they're getting close to that field goal range, by the way. I must warn you all.
But keeping them a field goal is a big accomplishment.
It would be a big accomplishment to just keep them to that field goal, considering how San Francisco has been.
Mm-hmm. It's a big third down.
It is going to be a huge third down. And now it's going to be third down, 3rd and 6. Now here's a big pass by Purdy, and it's caught. Did he hang on? He did, and it's going to be a first down, and this is a very frustrating game to watch, I have to say.
I'm not worried.
I am extremely worried. Remember, San Francisco has the system.
Nope. Uh-oh. I don't know if that's complete.
Are they going to challenge it? Or is it going to be under review? Oh, it looks like they're going to call it an incomplete pass. They're calling it an incomplete pass. You were right.
Because if you look at the tip of the ball, where the tips of the ball is, watch.
Yeah, I know.
Look at this. He bounces on the ground and the ball kind of flubs out.
And now they're going for a 59-yard field goal. It looks like it's going to be a 56-yard field goal, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's see how this goes for San Francisco. And now the kick. And that looks like it's going right through the upright. That would have gone all the way to Tacoma. And that's going to be good. And now it's 17-6. Oh, my goodness. I am absolute shock.
The nuance of that catch, being not a catch, being an incomplete catch. That was a big call.
It was.
That was a big call. That being an incomplete pass was a big call. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I know.
Because what is it? The ground can't aid in the fact of you catching the ball or something like that.
I know. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
Any other food that's Sahara pizza, or which one do you plan to have next time we go there?
I don't know. I might try the pasta. But you'd be interesting.
Oh wait, hold on, Meowsies. Where do you live? Do you live in Snoqualmie? Do you live close to Snoqualmie? Well, I guess we'll find out. What he said.
Would be interesting. They make burgers and they make pizza. They could make almost like a calzone burger.
Bellevue, they don't deliver to Bellevue, so you're gonna have to drive there. But they might have the game on there. So Make the drive for it and you get your 50% off. I think it's worth the small tank of gas that you may have or whatever it is.
Mhm.
I know you wouldn't, though.
For certain events, I do. It's not the worst drive ever for me, but it is a little bit of a drive. And there's still like mostly it's Seahawks fans there. It doesn't
And
like
now
that
it's
many
going to be the
tickets were sold.
kickoff. And it's going to go all the way to the end zone for a touchback.
Mhm.
And now we've got 1st and 10.
Mhm.
17-6 now. A little bit audible going on. Now it's going to be a toss to Kenneth Walker. Does he have any room to run? And he gets stopped, and he gets maybe about 2 or 3 yards. Now it's going to be 2nd and 7. And now it's going to be the handoff to Kenneth Walker. And he is kind of escaping, and he gets almost to the 1st down. It's going to be a 3rd down and 1.
Mhm. Well, we're out rushing them.
3rd and 1. They really have to get this. You don't want to give San Francisco a chance to close it to a 1-possession game. And now it's going to be to Zach Charbonnet, and he's not having any room, and he's not going to get it. But it's going to be a penalty flag. I don't know if it's going to go for the Seahawks. It's going to be on San Francisco, and it looks like the Seahawks may have caught a break, but Zach Charbonnet is now down. And you can't afford to keep seeing these injuries.
Is he holding his leg? It looks like his thigh around his knee.
Looks like he's definitely holding on to something. I can tell you that.
Hmm.
It was holding on the defense. Going to be an automatic 1st down. I can tell you that.
Wow.
It is something that they absolutely needed.
Oh, yeah, you see it right there. Look at that. 61 got held.
Oh, boy. It looks like that's going to be an injury timeout. Try our delicious burgers today. Satisfy your cravings with our mouth-watering burgers. Double cheeseburger with classic double beef patties with melted cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onion and house sauce, a fresh, flavorful delight. Double bacon cheeseburger, crispy bacon, fried onions, barbecue sauce, and double cheese. Double guacamole bacon burger, double cheese, crispy bacon, guacamole, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and our special house sauce. Pair any burger with fries with an ice-cold drink for the perfect meal. Come down and taste the difference. You can only find these burgers at our Snoqualmie Mexican food truck. Well, I think you just haven't had the burger yet. Or you did have the burger before.
No, I had the burger. I haven't had the pasta yet. We both talked about we hadn't had the pasta.
The pasta is all you need. And then at halftime, I'm going to try to connect my Xbox so I can show one of my favorite racing games. That'll be part of the halftime show.
Is it? I used to be a big Need for Speed person.
I have it connected all right.
Yeah.
Wonder why. That's not all right. Setting up takes a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota, how you doing? You got that quality learning center logo. That's that's adorable.
It'll be kind of a
Yeah.
It'll be an interesting thing if we win the Super Bowl this year with Sam Darnold after Minnesota gave them up.
Oh yeah.
That'd be kind of ironic. It'd be. I don't know how.
Now it's going to be 1st and 10. Second, 2 minutes and 45 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks have got to really move the chains. And now it's going to be a fake handoff, and it's going to be to number 22. And he has some running room, and he is still going. A nice scheming play, and that was a huge gain for the Seahawks. And I think that might get them into field goal range.
Yep. And that was number 22, Rashid Shaheed.
That was a huge run by the Seahawks.
He said that guy's becoming one of my favorite players. 22.
Oh, I got to test this.
Okay, no problem.
Hold on. Let's see if I got it right. I gotta expand the screen.
Okay, there.
Not exactly great. Yeah, that screen has to be a little bit expanded.
Yeah.
A lot of shuffling around, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're showing a George Kittle Pizza Hut, Little Caesars Pizza commercial.
Little Caesars Pizza, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're talking about the 49ers game from the regular season. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And we are back from the break. We'll have to do this at the halftime show, obviously.
Okay.
All right, now it's going to be 1st and 10. And now here's Sam Darnold to pass, and he's out of time, and that's going to – oh, he gets lit up. Some fans are booing, and they think that should have been unnecessary roughness. Are you talking about KJ Wright? KJ Wright on the 49ers?
Yeah.
That's going to be 2nd and 10. And he is. And it's going to be Sam Darnold to pass. Here's a pass. That's going to be incomplete. It was kind of nearly picked off. And yep, he's a defensive quality control coach.
Mm-hmm.
They did show him, yeah. He's a longtime Seahawk linebacker. KJ Wright was with the Seahawks throughout his majority of his career from 2011 to 2020. And then they cut him loose, and he played for the Las Vegas Raiders to reunite with Gus Bradley. Seahawks in the passing yards only 42. And it's 3rd and 10. This is going to be very critical for the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
And here is Sam Darnold already pressured. That's going to be caught by – that is – who was that catch that made? That was Jake Bobo making the catch, and that's going to be a 1st down.
Yes, a Bobo sighting.
Yeah, Jake Bobo, he does make those big catches once in a while.
Yeah. They say he's slow, but he knows how to be in the right spot at the right time.
I think he can route run. That's what it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now it is going to be 1st and 10 on the 20.
Mm-hmm.
Man in motion. Now here is Kenneth Walker, and he has some room, and he runs it, and that should be another 1st down. And I think we're talking about 1st and goal, as we do have 57 seconds left in the half. I think they should take as much time as they need.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think worst case scenario, it is just going to be a field goal. But they are really milking that clock. They are going to try to let it go all the way down as much as they can. I hope they do. Man in motion. Looks like they're going to snap it. Now here is to Kenneth Walker again. And he kind of gets through. That's going to be a 1st down. And I wonder if they're just going to take the 3 points. But I can see them taking a timeout.
Yeah.
And it is going to be a timeout by the Seahawks.
Because they get a touchdown, that'd be huge.
It would be absolutely huge. Little John, what about me just doing race cars? I have that race car game. Remember that race car game I showed you and your nephew?
Yeah, the Daytona.
Yeah, he said he really loved that game.
Yeah.
And he loved it when we were like fighting each other and getting our cars crashing.
Mm-hmm. My nephew loves video games.
Yeah, I bet he does. Going to be 17-6. I've already said that. I got to stop saying that. It's a bad habit. 36 seconds left. I think they're going to try to score. I would try to score.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're just going to try to hand the ball off. And they are going to. And now here is Kenneth Walker. He has running room, and he will get in there for the touchdown. And the Seahawks have now extended their lead to make it 23-6. Pending PAT, it will be 24-6. And what a way to potentially end the first half. And the Seahawks are still putting the points on.
23 in the first half. That's crazy. We haven't seen scoring like that in a long time.
Not in a long time. And that was good running by Kenneth Walker as he was able to outrun them. And he did break a tackle.
Yeah.
So that was a really nice run by Kenneth Walker, and he's been having a fine season. He's
really stepping up.
Yeah, he really has stepped up. And now here is Jason Myers. He's going to try to go for that extra point. Goes up, and it is good. Seahawks are trying to run away with it, but let's not forget, it is something called the halftime. So there's still plenty of football left, and I got to go to the bathroom again.
Taco lovers, this one's for you. Come enjoy tacos auténticos at Snoqualmie Mexican food truck, packed with flavor, made with love, and always fresh. Try our carne asada, al pastor con piña, and more. Topped with cebolla, cilantro, y a squeeze of lime. Pair it with a cold drink and relax at our outdoor seating. Perfecto para disfrutar. Find us at the Snoqualmie Mexican food truck, open daily. Ven con hambre, sal fies.
Oh, there's still time left. The half's not over yet. I thought the half was over.
31 seconds left. I mean, I think they might just take a knee or just try to go for some kind of a field goal with only one timeout left. But note that San Francisco does get the ball back for the second half, so that is something to consider.
Yeah.
And they are bringing the ball out, and that goes all the way down to the 30.
People say it's an interesting situation. Tom Brady's part owner of the Raiders, but also an announcer.
Yeah, that is very interesting. I mean, I think he's just there, just collecting paychecks, basically, just getting revenue.
He's like a 10% owner, I think is what it was.
Oh, wow, that's pretty substantial.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah. So it's not like he's not anything.
And now here is Brock Purdy. He's going for a pass, and he gets out of the pocket, and that's going to be incomplete. It's going to be second down. Only 23 seconds left in the half. We got some news going on. The Atlanta Falcons have now hired Matt Ryan as the president of football and Kevin Stefanski as their head coach. Now they turned their attention to hiring a new GM. Wow. And it's going to be 2nd and 10. And now here is Brock Purdy. He's getting out of the pocket. He's running. And now he's still on his feet. And 49ers still have a chance to at least get a field goal out of this.
So technically they actually say Tom Brady owns 5% of the Raiders.
5%, huh?
Yeah. So it's not a lot, but it's still, he owns part of it. So
still owns something, yeah.
That's an interesting news. Kevin Stefanski now is going to be an Atlanta Falcon coach.
I just said that.
No, that's interesting news.
I said that. I was literally reading it off of Adam Schefter, man.
No, but you just said I just said that was interesting. The news you just said.
Okay. 13 seconds left. No timeouts for San Francisco. Seahawks are now calling the timeout.
It's interesting when coaches have really good seasons and have really bad seasons, and then teams still want to hire them. Like the juxtaposition, like with Kevin Stefanski, his juxtaposition of like him having a couple winning seasons and him having like really bad seasons on the other end.
Yeah, but most of it wasn't his fault. It was because of bad lineup roster construction.
That part of it was, you can't always blame it on him. Yes.
I don't know if Christian McCaffrey's crying. But yeah, Brian Robinson is now. So maybe he's hurt. I don't know. And looks like maybe Brock Purdy. Well, what they can do is this. They can try to get a few yards, maybe try to get one first down, maybe with 13 seconds left, and then they might go for that Hail Mary. And now here's Brock Purdy to pass. And now he is going to go for some kind of a pass. And that's going to be, I think it's, nope, it's out of bounds. But that did eat up 6 seconds.
Yep.
So I think they're going to either take the knee or they're going to try to go just for all-in Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Now we got 15 seconds left. And I think they are going to go for a Hail Mary. It kind of looks like it. Kind of looked like a false start right there. And now here is Brock Purdy going to try to go all the way. And it's going to go all the way to the end zone. And that is, that was nearly caught for a touchdown. But the Seahawks do get a stop. And that is going to be the halftime. And wow, that was very close to being caught. That was really close. You have no idea how close that actually really was.
But our player's hand was right in there.
Yeah, it pretty much was. So it
was not close.
I thought it was very close.
Huh.
Let's try something. I gotta figure this out. First, I'm gonna remove the SeatGeek thing. Gotta remove that. That's the problem. Oh, it's not gonna let me. Weird. It's not. I guess I'm just going to have to maximize it. I mean, does the screen get bigger?
I see the full screen of it.
Okay, good. I'm just going to go from there.
Yeah, this is a good angle.
Well, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I'm playing this race car game. Not exactly the best quality.
360.
Yeah, that's how old it gets, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got to turn on the sound.
Wow, that's very interesting. Potentially the release of the new Xbox next year.
What? There's going to be another Xbox next year?
2027 is what they're rumoring, and they're saying that it's going to be a hybrid console between a console and a PC, a Windows PC.
Can they just give it a break?
Yeah, they're saying it's going to be a console that could leverage, that could also be a PC, so it could leverage like PC games and stuff like that.
By the way, why don't you give me your opinion on the half of the Seahawks? Like, what do you think was the biggest key of that?
I think they did I think the Seahawks, overall played a really good game. I think their defense stepped up. It wasn't as good as what we saw in the last game against the 49ers, but they still were able to keep them to field goals and not let them get into the end zone. So I think that's a very positive thing, you know.
Like
And
you
I
could
think,
just tell. Like, go ahead, keep finishing it.
yeah. And so the other thing I just noticed was just on the defensive side, if we're going to go with that first, as I said, defense not as strong as last time, but still very powerful and strong. What were we going to say?
What I've also noticed is that it's clear that Sam Darnold does have issues because they've been doing a lot. They've been basing their offense based on the run game and short passes. Like they've really been being a lot more careful with Sam Darnold and not try to do too much. It's like they're trying to conserve him for hopefully the NFC Championship game. But that is, of course, if the Seahawks do win that game.
Yeah. And so, like you said about the offense. So on the offensive side, like we said, Sam Darnold is playing more conservative. They are still trying to utilize him in a couple big passes here and there. But we noticed this throughout the season is that most of his passes, they try to balance it out. They try to be like 50-50 almost between passes and running attempts. But I think the last month they've been talking about of the season, they have gotten better at the running game. But one of the issues now is that we don't have our other running back got injured during the game.
Zach Charbonnet, yeah,
Charbonnet.
It looks like he's down at the moment. So actually, if you can go on Twitter and see what reports are out there, while I'm still trying to win this race, and this is the halftime show, by the way. Oh no! Oh, that was luck right there. That could have been a disaster in so many ways. Did you see that? I almost drifted off to the side. Has anyone played Daytona USA before? One of my most favorite games when I was a kid. This was my game of the 90s. Oh, no! No. Don't go past me.
They say he's dealing with Zach Charbonnet is dealing with a knee injury and is unofficially questionable to return. So,
oh shoot! This is not good. I'm now in 7th place.
This goes back to a really interesting question between teams and stuff like that. Is what is a better way to win a football game? Is it better to have a very strong offense or a very strong defense? And what we're seeing,
strong defense.
And what we're seeing here is that the reason they've been talking about this for the last couple of years is the reason why we hired Mike McDonald was because he was so good. He had such a good Baltimore defense because the times they saw him play, his defense play against the 49ers, they were very strong and they were able to stop the Kyle Shanahan offense. And so as you see this, when players get really good at a certain style or a certain like position, like they were really good. Like we noticed in our division, we had the 49ers and we have the LA Rams who are both really good at offense. What's the best way to beat offense? To have a good defense.
Yeah, it's about the defense.
Because why would we just go offense against offense again and have 3 really good offensive teams in our league? You know? So that's the thing about it. The other option you could have gone with is have a really good special teams or have a balanced approach with everything. But it's hard to be very balanced across the board where you have you're decent in everything, but not a master of anything. And is that a good strategy? Not necessarily. Yeah. But I think what I'm learning the last few years in football is the fact that it's like how important a good defensive line and offensive line really are. Because if you start from the outside and try to build good receivers and good like cornerbacks and stuff like that, how could you? It's a lot harder sometimes because you can stop them in the inside. They won't go as far yardage wise, or you can go further yardage wise because you have a good interior. So
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's something that I didn't really think about until I've gotten older and watched more football. So I was like, oh yeah, just get a good quarterback and get some good wide receivers and you're going to be good. You know, you have a great team. And I'm like, look at the Bengals. They're good for 1 year. You know, they had one amazing year. So
Pretty much.
yeah.
Also, Daytona is really the only game I really have.
Yeah. You have 2017 NBA. That's a whole other thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna.
But what's really interesting is especially for
Kind of
games like
back.
this, what's interesting about this is all the interesting people they get to come to games like this. Like we were talking earlier about Little John being the halftime show. You know, you had Tom Brady coming, and he was going to be one of the announcers at the game, and like all the people that it brings to the area and the city and the money that it brings in for having these games. And Seattle is not that hard. It is a little out of the way for some people, but it's not that hard to get to. And the weather is not that bad during this time of year for it being challenging. Because look at Chicago and New England tomorrow. They're going to have they're potentially going to have snow games, and they're going to be under 30 degrees. You know? So even
Yes,
trying
I
to
mean
get to
New
the game.
England hosting Houston. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah. And what's also interesting is our biggest
Definitely
challenge.
Houston, because they're not used to that kind of condition.
No, because they play in a dome.
Yeah, they play in the dome.
Yeah. And what's also interesting is our worst thing that they talked about today for the Seahawks game was the construction work on the highway. I think it was on 90 or something like that, which was very interesting. But that was like their biggest challenge for people to get to the game.
Well, yeah, don't forget, wait till it gets to the World Cup where it could be even more difficult.
Yeah. But if you live anywhere on the I-5 corridor, it's not too bad because
Not exactly
you can take the
there.
train. Yeah. But if you have like the train system, it helps, and the bus system kind of can alleviate some of that. But if you're on the east side of the over the water,
East
it's a little
side
more
is what makes it very challenging. Yeah. So that's where Ubers are going to be very busy too. So just so they can get to a transportation spot, because Ubers are very expensive too.
Yes, it can be. Yeah. So it's very interesting because our city is designed around water and some of that, and the challenges of games and then like hosting games. That's why it's very interesting when like you have a big event like this here in the city. Like one of our last biggest events before us was we've had a Taylor Swift concert a few years ago, and we had a All-Star game for the MLB. And so
Yeah, that was.
What were you gonna say?
No, I was going to say Seattle has been pretty busy in this decade.
It has. It's gotten more busy too, and stuff like that. And we're kind of the last stop for a lot of major events because we're on the really edge of like the continental United States. And so it's kind of interesting to see that kind of change. And people are starting to recognize us more, I think, over the last few years. You see like the last decade. Because back when in 2013, when we won our championship, did most people even know really what Seattle was? You know?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Like, who's the Seattle city? What are they known for?
Seattle is actually pretty well known. I mean, it was really the for many different reasons through its sports, its politics, the tech companies that are hanging around, and the housing market too.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that stuff didn't really start. Like we had Boeing, but I think a lot of that stuff didn't really kick off till the late 90s, maybe mid 2000s. So it's like maybe like, and people started finally recognizing our sports team when we had the Matt Hasselbeck era. So when they got to the Russell Wilson era, it was kind of a little bit more well known. Yeah. And what's really interesting is how they're trying to keep them. I think a very interesting is how they're trying to keep them. I think a very interesting thing that you can notice right now is how they're trying to distinguish themselves and say, we're not the Legion of Boom 2. We are the dark side. And how they're trying to distinguish themselves as we are not the same defense, but we are a powerful defense.
They're just something different.
Yes. But some people are trying to compare them as what's the similarities and differences between them. But I'm like, they don't even have any of the same players.
No, all of them are different. Obviously, like this is years removed.
Yeah, it's what? It's 2016 now. It's like 13 years now, 12, 13 years.
Yeah, Richard Sherman, he played for the Seahawks and the 49ers.
Yeah, so he has an interesting kind of juxtaposition for this game.
And San Francisco has and Richard Sherman has actually been one of the more criticized Seahawks. Like there are some fans that still have ill will towards him just because he went to San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
They considered him as a traitor.
Yeah.
But I don't think he is. I'm still going to remember him for what he did in the NFC Championship game in 2013. And now we had second half underway. Now there's Jason Myers with the kick, and that is going to go to the kick returner. He's going to come out to the 20, and it's going to go to less than the 30.
Yeah. My whole thing is that if the ball's in the end zone and you're going to run it back, if you don't get to the 35, you actually are not helping your team.
Yeah. And now San Francisco has the ball. That is something I am a little bit scared of, is that they do have that ball. And lots of things have happened since 5:10 Eastern time, or 8:10 Eastern time, 5:10 Pacific Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
And now here is Brock Purdy. It's going to be a toss to Brian Robinson. A lot of flags going around. Where are they going to go? What? No foul on the play, second down.
That was a lot of flags for no foul on a play.
Yeah, that was quite a bit much.
Yeah.
And now we've got 2nd and 9. They got a gain of yard out of that. And now here's Brock Purdy. He is to pass. And now it is going to be, here's a throw. That's going to be incomplete. Third down and 9. And you said Christian McCaffrey was what?
I didn't say anything about Christian McCaffrey. We were talking about Zach Charbonnet at halftime about his injury.
Yeah, what did they say? He has a knee
injury.
Oh, it could be
questionable.
ACL. Oh, if it's questionable, I'll take it. But if it was he's out of the game, that could be a torn ACL.
Yeah.
And now it's 3rd and 9. And they got to get this stop to slow down any momentum for the 49ers. Got 8 seconds left on the play clock. And now it's going to be 3rd and long. And now he's going to be pressured. And now here's Brock Purdy. This is where he's best at. Now he's going for a big throw. And that is still caught by Jawan Jennings. Even under pressure, Brock Purdy still makes plays happen. Brock Purdy, I swear, is the best quarterback in the NFL when heavily under pressure.
It's like our player tripped.
Best to be under insane pressure. He doesn't even need an offensive line. And now it's going to be Brock Purdy to pass. He's getting pressured, but he's probably going to make a play out of it. And he just throws it away.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even need an offensive line.
But we're getting to him.
It doesn't matter. He still makes plays.
He keeps throwing the ball away. Oh, that guy's limping. 88's limping.
Yep. And San Francisco is just getting injured across the board.
Yeah.
I swear, Brock Purdy doesn't need an offensive line. He doesn't even need one. Now it's 2nd and 10. Man in motion. And it's going to hand it to Brian Robinson. And he does get some yards out of it.
Still short.
Yeah, but that's enough for it's plenty of opportunities for San Francisco to get through. Now it's 3rd and 3. And now it's going to be handoff to Brian Robinson, and he gets stopped. And I think San Francisco is going to go for it.
You think so?
I think so, because they have a really good offensive line. And Seahawks offense, yeah, they made some big plays, but they've also been able to stop them too.
They have not been able to stop the Seattle offense.
Yep, I told you they're going for it on 4th down.
If you take out the special teams,
yeah, front D is terrifying, but the problem is Brock Purdy still makes plays out of his ass. I think they're going to get one for sure. And now it's going to be Brock Purdy. He's got some time. He's pressured now, and he goes down, and he is sacked. They got the sack on Brock Purdy, and now it's going to be 1st down Seahawks. It is a turnover.
Yeah, and great field position.
Great field position for the Seahawks.
Wow.
Yeah,
what were you saying to him being great and scrambling?
They got lucky.
Yeah. But if you take out the first score by Rashid Shaheed, the game would be like 17-6. So it'd be 11-point game. So it'd be only a 2-score game versus 18 points. So it's interesting, but we have that score there. So our offense has been doing some work because they've been able to score 17 points by themselves. So that's not bad. Yeah.
And that was crazy that they were able to take him down.
Well, this is interesting. You think about this. Like, we're in this situation. We're up right now in a divisional game after this is our 2nd year without Pete Carroll, and we're on the track right now competing in a divisional game already.
Yeah.
Like, that's a quick turnaround. But but if you think about this, my other argument is that Mike McDonald inherited a team that won, won like 9 games. He already inherited a team that wasn't bad when he started.
I know.
So he kind of had a leg up by taking a job that already was like Pete Carroll. They gave him Pete Carroll's team, which was already which already wasn't bad. He just had to improve the defense because our defense was sliding. But he already had already got pieces like Devin Witherspoon and all these like Reek Woolen and stuff like that. These pieces were already there. He just had to enhance them.
That's true.
So it's kind of an interesting thing where it's like an interesting situation.
It's very much.
Mm-hmm. Because really what they've been trying to find for years was a good offensive coordinator. That was their biggest struggle. You know how many offensive coordinators we've had in the last like 5 years?
Let's see. From 2012, Darrell Bevel, then Brian Schottenheimer, Ryan Grubb, Clint Kubiak.
Yeah. Was it Shane Waldron? Yeah, you said him.
Oh, Shane Waldron. Yeah, he was terrible too.
Yeah, and but you think about it, we've had quite a bit in the last few years. So
hold on, and then we got man in motion. Here is Sam Darnold handing off to Kenneth Walker. Does he have any room to run? He does, and he actually gets about 7 yards on that, maybe 6 yards, and that's going to be 2nd down. But got some gain on that.
Mm-hmm.
Urinating Tree YouTube channel says, thanks, 49ers, but it's time to die.
Well, some people would argue that their easy season helped them this year.
The easy schedule, you're saying?
Yeah.
Now it's 2nd and 3. Man in motion. And now it's going to be Darnold to pass. Now here's a pass. That's going to be caught. That is Cooper Kupp. Coop!
Yes.
Should have done a rooftop ad instead. I do have one, so I'll play that. It's good for you, too. And it's going to tell you to do something for me, too. Hey, Epic Sea Films, do you want to buy a Patreon? Keep up with Sonic's content. Now it's gonna be 1st and 10. Man in motion, and now it's gonna be handoff to Kenneth Walker. He gets through, and he almost broke free. That could have been a 1st down, but he was just a bit short.
Yeah.
Second and 2. That is Cooper Kupp. And Cooper Kupp, he actually played with one of my high school classmates. His name was Jace Budarak. He played mostly offensive line at Eastern Washington. So I do have some friends that got to play with eventual NFL players. Paul Hahn, not yet. Now we got second and 2. Now it's going to be handoff to Kenneth Walker, and I think that might be a first down. I think they might mark him short. Christian McCaffrey has a stinger.
Oh, he's holding his back. You see that?
He's questionable. Yeah, he's in absolute pain.
Yeah. Well, when it's such a big game, you want to play.
Yeah, 49ers, they're just broken at this point. And now we got another running back, is number 32. Man in motion because Zach Charbonnet is not playing. And now here's Darnold. He's going to look to pass, and he gets absolutely hammered, and he's going to go down. And is he in pain? Nope, he is okay. He just got absolutely lit up.
I know.
He just got destroyed. What? Whatever happened to roughing the passer? Don't we get any of that? Or no? Oh, okay. Second and 18. And now it is going to be to Kenneth Walker. Yeah, and if the Seahawks extend that lead any further, I think they should put in Drew Lock.
You think so? You think it's time?
I think if it's fourth quarter and it's like halfway and the lead is still substantial, I would put in Drew Lock just to give Sam Darnold just to lower the chances of him getting hurt, because we don't want to lose Sam Darnold. I'm not even a Sam Darnold fan, but they got to protect him.
If we're up by enough points, putting Drew Lock in won't really hurt the game, and especially if our defense still plays the way it does, we'd still be dominant.
I think if they score at this point, they should just put in Drew Lock, but that could be a sign of disrespect. And now here is Sam Darnold. He gets lit up again, but it's caught by Jackson Smith and Jigba, and he's still trying to fight for it, and he will not get it. And now the Seahawks...
Do you go, or do you go for it here? Because this is a good question, because we're up by 18.
I would still take the 3.
Shy.
I'd still take the 3 points, because if you potentially don't score, you don't want to give San Francisco any kind of momentum. So I think, they are going to kick that field goal.
The safe bet's taking the points. Yes, it's always
just take the points whenever you can.
Because Mike Macdonald's a very safe coach.
Yeah, he tries to play it safe. He does not like to go for fourth downs. Pete Carroll was the more aggressive. Now here's the kick, and that goes right through the uprights, and it is good. And that will bring the Seahawks lead 27-6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lots of pushing and shoving going on. Oh, a headbutt. How was that not called?
What?
The refs are really letting them play.
My thing is that if the refs don't see it, then they can't really call it. And then going back to video footage after the fact is kind of hard. So ad break. Sahara Mexican food truck.
Oh, is that what you want, huh? You want some Sahara Mexican food truck?
Yes.
All
right.
I will do
Taco lovers, this one's for you. Come enjoy tacos auténticos at Snoqualmie Mexican food truck, packed with flavor, made with love, and always fresh. Try our carne asada, al pastor con piña, and more. Topped with cebolla, cilantro, y a squeeze of lime. Pair it with a cold drink and relax at our outdoor seating. Perfecto para disfrutar. Find us at the Snoqualmie Mexican food truck, open daily. Ven con hambre, sal fies.
All right. I got another comment. I forget which one you said it, but LA is not our biggest rival. We hate San Francisco the most. Okay, that's fair. San Francisco really is the heated rival.
Yeah.
I said it.
Yeah. I think because the interesting thing is like people like even like people don't really care much about like Arizona. It's like we want to beat Arizona, but like if Arizona does fine, we don't really care as long as we do better than them, you know.
San Francisco, there's just a lot more beef history.
There is a lot of beef. LA, we had beef, but LA used to be in St. Louis, and so we had a different feel for them.
I think it all started when Terrell Owens, he scored the touchdown on Monday Night Football, and he signed the football and gave it to a fan. I think that's what it was.
Yeah. There's like a list of I think like there's like 5 or 6 teams that like there's certain teams I don't like because of history, because I'm a Seahawks fan, you know? Like Dallas is a team I don't like. Green Bay, San Francisco, LA, Steelers. Yeah. Just like I'm not like Denver. There's a few teams I'm just not a fan of because of a lot of different things.
It's true.
I think a lot of like Seahawks are an easy team to root for, I feel like.
Well, yeah. And now it's going to go to the 10, and he's going to go to the 20, the 30. He doesn't get the touchback, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't go past the touchback. The Seahawks defensive line has just been devastating on the offense for San Francisco. Seattle used to be in the AFC. Yes, they were from 1976 all the way until 2001.
Yeah.
They were in a very loaded AFC with the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Chiefs, and San Diego. And now here is Brock Purdy looking to pass. And now he's going to go for a little pass. And now that's going to be caught. And that's going to be a first down.
Mm-hmm. One of the things for San Francisco this game is being going for it too much on 4th down and not getting them.
And now it's going to be 1st and 10. Now here's Brock Purdy looking to pass. Now he has all that time all day. Now here's a pass, and that's going to be intercepted. I think that was picked off by the Seahawks. And I think that's going to be turnover. It is an interception. Oh my goodness. The Seahawks defense is absolutely dominant. And Brock Purdy, even he had all that time, it was intercepted.
Look at this.
Wow,
the guy didn't even realize.
Right
the
through
guy
him,
doesn't realize.
too.
He just fell right to the ground. He's like, balls my lap.
And 49er fans are not too happy about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't even. I didn't even notice it. I was like, there's a guy on the ground. It's like you're saying interception. I'm like, what? I'm like,
it was heavily picked off.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, there's only one little problem. If they put in Drew Lock, does that provoke the 49ers to feel disrespected, and that might motivate them to make a big comeback? Because we have seen a 38-3 comeback by Buffalo against Warren Moon and the Houston Oilers. So we have seen that before, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. But so where's the point? So I think one of the games we saw this year, it was a 4th quarter comeback, and it was there was a game, we didn't watch it, but it was a game against Buffalo. Buffalo, I think, was down to somebody, and they came back from 21 points down. So it is possible for a team to come back from 21 points down, even in the 4th quarter. But when is the point where you're like so comfortable in your lead that you know that your backup will not screw up enough? You know?
I guess. Yeah, and he's thinking that those Hawks fans who sold their tickets to Niner fans are pretty happy. Sometimes I wonder if some of those season ticket holders are not even living in Seattle anymore. They could be in Texas or Arizona, and they just happen to cash out every single time.
Yeah. But the thing about it is, if you look at the stadium, it's still mostly controlled by Seahawks fans. It would take a lot of Seahawks to sell their tickets for it to look like a 49ers stadium.
It's true.
You know? So I don't get the big deal when people say, oh, yeah, a few fans sold their tickets. I'm like,
You think I overreacted?
yeah, because you look at the stadium, it looks like it's still dominated by Seahawks fans. They're scattered to 49er fans there.
Doing ads for the World Cup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let the dreams begin. Well, my dream is to get to Mexico for the World Cup. Hey, do you want to go with me?
Yeah, it's like one football to another football.
Pretty much. Except we call it soccer in America.
Yeah. Yes.
Also, Seahawks 2005 to 2006. That was also when the World Cup was happening. 2013 to 14, Seahawks won Super Bowl, World Cup, and now another World Cup. And it's happened on every other World Cup, I think. And now it's going to be a fake handoff. Here is the pass by Darnold. That is caught by Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah.
RD Waldo, are you a 49ers fan by any chance? Who am I going to bring, Meowsies? Dishonor to you, huh? What are you talking about? Oh, I got to show that commercial of myself. I forgot about that.
That's just
Dishonor on
another
my boyfriend. I am straight. 2nd and 6. I'm going to give it to Kenneth Walker. And now he's going to... No, it doesn't really get through. That's going to be 3rd down. And you might have a chance for a field goal, but you still got to get that 1st down because they're still a little bit too far out. So that it would be punting. And you don't want to give 49ers the ball back with no score. No scoring. Now it's going to be 3rd and 5. Man in motion. And now here is Darnold to pass. Now here is the pass. And that is caught by Kenneth Walker. And that is going to be a Seahawks
1st down.
1st down.
Mm-hmm. Sam Darnold doesn't look that injured. He's playing pretty well today, actually.
Yeah, he's playing. He's having a good game managing type of game.
Mm-hmm.
And he was wide open, too.
He saw the right receiver. He went to the right open receiver. It worked really well.
And now it's 1st and 10. And it's going to be a kind of like a jet sweep. And nope, that is going to be loss of yards right there.
Yep.
Ouch.
That was Rashid Shaheed.
If you ever need mods in your channel, I'll help you. I don't need mods right now because I don't have a lot of engagement right now, so it's fine. But, well, if you think about it, if I had more people, then definitely remind people to donate to this channel, hit the like button, and subscribe. That would help. Maybe I should see how many likes I do have on my video right now. 2nd and 13. Oh, and I think that could have been a jump. And now here's a pass by Darnold. That's going to be caught by Cooper Kupp. And must I say it? Let's do it together. 3, 2, 1. Coop.
Whoop.
Remember TJ Hushmanzada a long time ago on the Seahawks?
No.
We would just scream, Hoosh.
See, the errors I forget is the error between Matt Hasselbeck and like Russell Wilson.
It was Tavares Jackson.
Yeah,
that was the year.
Forget.
That was my first full year following the Seahawks. Now we got 1st and 10. Oh, play clock.
Mhm.
But yeah, I remember. Yeah, Tavares Jackson. Ironically, when they cut Matt Hasselbeck, that was what ironically got me reinterested in the Seahawks. I don't know how that got me interested, but I was like, "Oh, don't forget, I have that tanking mindset."
Yeah.
So that was what it was, because I thought they were going to tank for Andrew Luck, and it looked like they were going to, and then they kind of almost made the playoffs with that 7-9 record. Remember when they were 2-6, and then they ended the season 5-3. They were actually 5-1 at one point.
Yeah.
Because I was greedy asking for a tank for Andrew Luck, but it turned out, who does Seahawks get as quarterback on that
Russell
draft?
Wilson.
And rest was pretty much history.
Yeah. Because it's like you don't have to tank to end up being in a good situation. It's just if you know how to analyze and pick good players and put them in a good system, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it.
All right, let's go. We got 1st and 10. And now it's going to be Kenneth Walker. He gets the ball. He goes right through him, and that's going to be another touchdown Seahawks. Kenneth Walker with another touchdown. The Seahawks have once again extended their lead to make it 33-6. Pending PAT, it will be 34-6. And what a run by Kenneth Walker. And it seems that this game just might be running away. This has probably been one of the more insane blowouts that I have seen.
The highest score by one team in an NFL playoff game was 73 points.
What game? Oh, I think that was Jacksonville and Miami.
No, it was a shutout by the Bears, and the Bears won 73-0 over the Washington Redskins.
1985?
1940.
1940?
NFL championship game.
Jeez. All right, let's do... Here, I got something for you guys. This is the commercial of myself.
Since 2022, I have been building the Rooftop Sports YouTube channel, and I want to thank all of you for your support and engagement. Without all of you, there is no Rooftop Sports. Now, if you would like to take your support to the next level, join my exclusive YouTube membership program for just $5 a month. Get first access to new videos, ad-free content, and exclusive insights from my fantasy sports, as I do play many fantasy sports leagues. Plus, follow along with my softball seasons like never before. You also get access to my own emojis to use to comment on my videos and my live streaming shows. For just $5 per month, become a bigger part of my community and get ready for unparalleled sports experience. Let's do this.
You're on the commercial too. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
That was when we went to... Which game was that we went to?
Was it? It was a baseball game.
No, it was that Caitlin Clark game.
Oh, okay.
And don't forget, we're going to that birthday party too for that Mariners, where we're going to probably we're going to try to have a group of 10. And by the way, we were considering doing the suites, but when I looked at the prices,
yeah,
I think it was like $150, and I don't think any of me or my friends would spend $150 on suites. Would you?
Nah.
You would have not done it. Unless I bought it for you, basically.
Yeah, it's like just being at the game is good enough. I don't think we needed a suite. Nah. But they're saying
You're saying what?
Oh, they're saying that the highest divisional game ever scoring wise was the Cardinals versus the Packers. It was 51-45 in 2009, which was 96 combined score.
That ended in an overtime, and it was a very anticlimactic way. I heard it was ended on a fumble 6.
Yeah, but that was the highest scoring divisional game ever. That's crazy. 96 points, almost 100 points in one game. That's crazy to see these high scoring games.
Really, it was, and that was Kurt Warner's final playoff win too.
Wow. They have a couple other ones here. They had Eagles versus Lions 58-37 in 1995. It was an earlier wild card game with a massive 95 points. It wasn't a divisional game, but it was a wild card game with 95. Whew.
Let's see what the the box score is. And Jason Myers is going to kick it off. Mm-hmm. And now they're going to take the ball out. And he's going, and he gets tripped, and that's going to be to the 30. Kenneth Walker with 14 carries for 79 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And soon we'll be doing it looks like as of now, if the score holds, we'll be back for the NFC Championship game, but that is contingent on the Seahawks winning. So I say this game is still far from over.
Yeah. It's 28 points right now.
And it's going to be and it's going to be loss of yards there. I don't even think Christian McCaffrey's in this game. I think they're taking him out of the game.
Yeah.
Now it's just Brian. Nope. Christian McCaffrey's back. My bad.
But we really have learned how to get to Christian McCaffrey.
They really have. They've been able to adjust against him.
Yeah.
And now it's 34-6.
Mm-hmm.
Getting less than 2 minutes left in the quarter. And now here is Brock Purdy looking to pass. And now he's going to actually try to run for his life. And he actually got at least a few yards on that. Now it's going to be a 3rd down. But you still want to get the stop because you want to show no mercy. You don't want to give Brock Purdy and the Niners any chance. You don't want to give anything. Now it's going to be 3rd and 3. And it's 34-6. Seattle for anyone that just got in. And now here's Brock Purdy looking to pass. And now here is the pass. And that is, it's incomplete. He drops it. And
wow,
now
he had it.
He had it too. Do you think the Seahawks will go for it, or do you think they will? Do you think the Niners will go for it, or do you think they'll punt?
I don't know.
I think they're going to go for it.
They said the largest NFL comeback in a 4th quarter belongs to the Buffalo Bills, who overcame a 32-point deficit against the Houston Oilers in 1990. What?
I said that. 1990 what? 1991?
1993. AFC wild card game.
34-6. And looks like we got a timeout called by Seattle.
Yeah, so it was a 93 game. But yeah, that was the one you were talking about, was this one here, the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Oilers, which are now the Titans.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Scoring 35 points in the second half, including 29 in the 4th quarter for a 41-38 overtime win. It went to overtime, but wow.
Really did.
So it has happened before, someone coming back from more points than this, but it's
so that's why I don't think I just don't think it's something that you can just count on.
Yeah, because it's happened before, like I said.
You can't count on the Seahawks guaranteed win. There's no guarantees, you know that.
No, they say a team has to finish through and play the whole game. Some teams, they don't play the full game. And so we just need the Seahawks to play a full game.
And now here is Brock Purdy to pass on a 4th down. And he might actually go down. No, he's being pressured. And now he's going to run for his life. And that is going to be, throws it. And it's incomplete. They knew not to intercept the ball. And now it's going to be, it looks like he stepped out of bounds anyway. And Seattle does take over.
Exciting.
Wow. The Seahawks defense has really shown how good they really can be.
Yeah.
And now let's go into commercial. How about that no look pass? Remember on that second clip, he was like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
He has good vision.
Yep. The main thing for me is like, are they having fun? Are they enjoying it? You know,
Of course
because
they
like
are. This is a team that has a lot of heart. Now, there is a team out there. You know which team I'm talking about. And
I know what you're talking about.
And you know how much real estate they own in my head? They probably
They
own
own a lot.
acres of lot of acres, let's just say.
Yeah, but
So this guy, he let's just say he's at my caliber and he claimed a certain something to get him in. I'm not going to be too detailed about it.
yeah, I already know the story.
Yeah, and actually I can't really say what my scheme is going to be because I don't want to give things away and that would not be a good look on my team and myself.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is if we play that team, we got to come up with some kind of scheme to stop them. I think they're the gatekeepers for the championship. But at the same time, we have to go through tomorrow's game.
Yeah.
Next
so
week,
they're saying that one of the biggest comebacks in a. Oh, they're just talking about other big comeback games. The Super Bowl 2017, the New England Atlanta Falcons game.
Yep,
another big comeback.
That was 28-3 going into the fourth quarter, I think, or a half.
Yeah, 28-3 showing in the third quarter.
And I think that was where the Tom Brady hate kind of just died down. If you noticed, after that Super Bowl, the hate just disappeared because they're like, well, he is now the greatest quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah,
and I think he is the greatest quarterback in NFL history. Played till he was 45. And now it's going to be handoff to Kenneth Walker. And he is still getting right through, blowing past. And that's going to be a first down.
Yeah.
The quarter is going down. And I think they're just going to let that clock run as they should, because the clock is certainly less than it's less than the play clock. So I would just let the clock run. And they are. And they should. And that is it for the third quarter. Now it's going to go into the fourth quarter. But maybe I should. But you really do think I should take that advice from my friend? I'll read it again. I'll certainly read it again. He goes, Be yourself. Hold a high standard to challenge them. But bring an energy, positively encourage, and make it fun for them, and you'll be good. It's that balance between challenging them to be better and loving them that they respect the most. Good luck, man. Have a blast.
Yeah. It's good events. I was watching this episode of Anger Management, this show, and they were talking about how the thing about it was like one coach, like his dad was too angry, but he was trying to be the more positive, encouraging coach. And so like that, and it's like it's a balancing act where like you want the players to respect you. You know, that's a big thing because the dad wasn't getting any respect. Like the grandpa wasn't getting any respect because he was just screaming at the players. Yeah.
You can't really scream because sometimes when you're screaming, the message just doesn't get across. And actually, here's the thing. In order to scream at them, you have to earn the right to do that. That's the thing. And even then, there's still a gray line to it. It just depends how you connect with your players first. Before you can even like do any of that kind of stuff, like the Bobby Knight kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But you gotta give it to Bobby Knight, though. The one thing that he really did encourage, he did not like one and dones. He wanted his players. He more than encouraged, if not mandated, his players to graduate college. He did not like one and dones. He was very more traditional.
I think nowadays the one and done is happening less because of NIL, because of the money.
Well, yeah, because it's like they're getting paid. Unless they're like a top 10 pick, then. But if you're a second rounder, of course you're going to milk that NIL to death.
like the guy Dante Moore. Like there's certain players where it's like if you're on that cusp where like you're going to be like a 4th-round pick, you can make just as much in college if you're like one of the best players in college than you would being a 4th-round pick. You know, it's like
Just really sad because that's also bad for the G League, because now that G League is going to have problems like attracting players too.
yeah, because in college you can make $4 million. Like UW's quarterback's going to make $4 million next year.
That's insane. I really think that's insane.
He was trying to leave to go to another school after he signed the contract for $6 million to go to LSU.
It's insane.
And the school was like, no, we're going to take you to court. And then he decided to stay. And then everything's been mute since then.
And now here is the 4th quarter. We got Sam Darnold who has the ball. He's still playing. It's 34-6. Man in motion. And now they're going to hand it to Kenneth Walker, who's been getting room all day. And he is going to muscle his way all the way to the first down. And he's still being pushed. He is below the 10-yard line. And now it's going to be 1st and goal.
Wow. And look at this. Sam Darnold didn't have to pass much this game. How many times has he passed this game at all?
He hasn't passed much at all. He's only passed 17 times on 12 of 17. So he's really done his job throughout this game.
I'm like, and his passing has been pretty efficient. 12 of 17 is not bad. I'm like,
all right, now it's 1st and goal. I wonder what the Seahawks are going to do. They are in an excellent shape for now. And man in motion. And now here is Kenneth Walker, who has the ball. He's actually getting a little bit overwhelmed, and this time they stop him. And now I think they're going to have to pass on this next play. Hiring Mike McDonald for the 2024 season. Hired Clint Kubiak for 25. Signed Sam Darnold. 191-point differential. That is actually the franchise record. Only team in the NFL with top 3 scoring and defense, on offense and defense. A very well-balanced, diversified team. And John Schneider has been showing his charms once again.
Yeah.
2nd and goal. And now here is Sam Darnold handing it off to Kenneth Walker. And he is still up there. And he gets yards, but I think you have to pass on this one. But I honestly think they're just going to milk the clock. And I think they're just going to kick the field goal.
Try to get in there. But,
I think their strategy is to try to milk the clock. But the clock
they're going to run it again potentially.
But I think San Francisco's calling a timeout.
Did they? I don't think I saw anyone call a timeout.
But the clock has stopped for some reason.
Did we call a timeout?
Injury timeout.
Okay. Yeah. Total yards is half. Only 32 by San Francisco.
Now it's going to be 3rd and goal. It looks like they might pass on this one because you got 3 receivers out there. And nope, they're going to hand it to Kenneth Walker. I was right. And he is going to get in there for the touchdown. 3rd touchdown for Kenneth Walker. It is now 40-6. Ending the PAT. It is going to be 41-6. And the Seahawks are absolutely running away with this game. And the Seahawks continue to show absolutely no mercy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I knew that they were gonna run it. I figured they were going to. And look at that blocking by 61 too.
Yeah. But I was looking up the thing you were talking about with Robert Saleh. He was on the Seahawks from 2011 to 2013. He was a defensive quality control coach. So he wasn't even the head defensive coach. He was on our team, yes.
Robert Saleh is not looking happy either.
No, it's showing. This is showing how weak his defense really is.
No, it's just that they're shorthanded. Like what happened? No Nick Bosa, no Fred Warner. They got nobody. They're a broken team.
That is true, but then how did they go so far this year? Was it the schedule that really favored them this year? Because last year they only won 6 games or something like that. with injuries also. So it was like
It
people
was
said they're going to do better.
The system also saved them too. You know, the system is still something that should be praised.
Yeah, because they plopped in another quarterback for like 8 games, Matt Jones, and they still won games. So
Oh, they have a show on the First Lady. I think it's a little bit too premature to have a show about that. In theaters too. Actually, that's how much Hollywood is kind of just dying, because now that they have to have a movie about the First Lady, that's how much there's no movie options at all.
well, you know what? You know what they've been advertising? You know the series Scream? Guess what Scream they're at?
What?
Number 7 in the series for Scream.
Oh my god.
And last year they had Final Destination. It was the 6th Final Destination movie. The 6th one in the series. You're like, that's where they're at now. Is the same ideals over again. You know what Avatar they're at now? They're at Avatar, the 3rd one. And even that's a lower number, but still they've had 3 Avatar movies now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is interesting, like what's really a new ideal, and if you consider something new, is it really considered new?
Do you realize we're destined for a Seahawks Patriots rematch, and we're gonna have to watch the replay for 2 weeks in a row? That is so true. We have to watch that 2 weeks in a row. Literally the most traumatizing moment as a Seahawks fan. If that happens, they will keep kicking that like a dead horse.
Well, you know what I want to see? I want to see a Seahawks Texans Super Bowl. That'd be interesting.
I just want to beat the 49ers. I'm not talking about that right now.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
Yeah. And Fritz, don't forget, we probably have to play the Rams for the NFC Championship, so there's also that. And they're
unless Chicago has a better game.
They won't. They'll get absolutely just lit up. So many Pro Bowlers for the Seahawks. 6 Pro Bowlers. Sam Darnold, DeMarcus Lawrence, Rashid Shaheed, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Leonard Williams, and Devon Witherspoon for the Flag Football Showdown on ESPN. Who is really going to watch that game? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
No one's going to watch that game. I can take that to the bank.
You know what's one positive thing about San Francisco in this game? They did score more points this game than last game.
And then here's going to be the handoff to Christian McCaffrey, and he's still getting those yards.
But that's a funny one. They doubled their score from last game.
And then here is going to be 2nd and 2. And it's going to be handoff to the running back McCaffrey, and he gets within a yard. Oh, Christian McCaffrey got hit in the head. And he's still trying to run, and he's in absolute pain. But Christian McCaffrey's still trying to fight.
Wow.
Now we got 3rd and 1, and they're just going to push it right through, and that's going to be a 1st down. Less than just over 24 hours until I am going to be heading to the basketball game.
They're wasting a lot of time just doing run plays.
Well, I think maybe they're convinced that it's over too. But they just want to make this game. I mean, it's not like they're trying to go for any kind. Here's Brock Purdy, and he's getting out of the pocket immediately, and he's just going to run it, and he'll just slide or just dives. And that's going to be about a 2nd down. Oh, boy.
So we're up by 35 right now.
We are, that they are. But still ways to go. It's still over 10 minutes left.
That's a 5
Now
scores.
here's Brock Purdy to pass. And now here is the pass, and that's going to be caught. And that's going to be a first down. And now here is Brock Purdy looking to pass. And now he is he going to run it out again? Yep, he is going to. And that's going to be a second down. Also in fantasy basketball, your team is winning 6-2, but who are you playing exactly? That's the big question.
I'm playing like one of the worst teams in the league. So.
The worst team. And now it's 2nd and 7. Now here's Brock Purdy. He is trying to pass. And he's going, oh, the ball is out. The ball is out, and the Seahawks have recovered. And now that's going to be first down. And I'm not saying the game is over, but the odds on the San Francisco 49ers is not good right now. A huge fumble recovery. And it looks like Seahawks are definitely on their way to the NFC Championship game for the first time since the 2014 season was the last time. It was a huge fumble recovery.
They say the Seahawks winning probability, according to ESPN, is a 99.9%.
So something crazy has to happen.
Yeah, 99.9% chance they're going to win this game. Like, it'd be insane if something happened.
It would. I think everyone's phones would explode.
It would.
Now for our fantasy basketball league, here's how bad it really is.
Yeah.
When you have a 6th seed, no offense, that's 3 games below 500. That's when you know it's bad, and it gets worse. The 7th seed, 20 games below 500, along with the 8th seed, and you've got Nelson's team, who is just 12 games back from the playoff spot. Is that just a sign that this is probably the worst season that we have ever witnessed?
Yeah, it's a really bad season. And I don't have to try hard to make the playoffs. The only thing I have to worry about is how well can my team play in the playoffs, and is it healthy enough to actually win in the playoffs? Because it's really all that matters. Because I have so many injured players right now on my team. They're all I have a lot of injuries. And I'm not even paying attention to my records. I know, look at this. Like you said, I'm under 500. I'm still in playoff range. I'm not even trying that hard.
And you're in the 6th seed. That's how uncompetitive it really is. The only teams that are really competitive is Murphy's Law, Chad's team, 1999, Kevin's team, my team, and Cool Hand Luca. And even then, nobody is really dominating on the top tiers either.
No, because look I'm 13 games below the 5th place person, but then I still have I have 8.5 games I'm up on the 7th place person. I'm 8.5 games up on them. I'm 13 games behind the 5th place person.
The competition is pretty much gone.
Yeah, and basically 7th and 8th place are tied right now, and 9th place is half a game behind. So technically, there is actually a fight for 9th for actually 8th place. There's actually a fight for who could potentially get 1st place, because there's still a 2-game gap there.
But the quality of teams is not good this year. This is probably the worst. Oh, and guess who's on?
What?
For quarterback.
Oh, Drew Lock now? They put Drew Lock in. It's a joke. He's a 59.6% completion.
Yeah, he's a below average quarterback, and now they're putting all of their bench in there. So this is pretty much throwing it away, pretty much. And that's going to be a handoff, and he gets stopped immediately. And at this point, this is just milking the clock, is what it really is.
Yeah. Well, the point is, do you keep playing your starters? Potentially they get hurt, and do you really want to just rank up the score, make the other team feel even worse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sam Darnold played a clean game. He did a good job.
He did. He
No.
played very well. Now it's 2nd and 10. The clock is still going down because they keep running the ball. But I think they should try to get a first down on this one so they can just keep the ball.
Yeah.
And they just hand the ball again, and he gets maybe 2 yards on that. The clock is still running. San Francisco has 3 timeouts if they really care to really prolong this game. I mean, it's a pretty good chance that the Seahawks are going to win this game. I mean, you don't want to – I mean, there's always things that can happen. It's just that the odds are just stacked against the 49ers.
Yeah. Well, like there's like betting odds things, like if they get the game a little bit closer, betting odds. But I think the game was supposed to be like 6.5 points or 6 points or something like that. So they're not going to – are they really going to catch that? And then the total score in the game, I don't know what the total over and under was supposed to be. I can look that up.
Now it's going to be handoff again, and that's going to be 4th down, and they really are milking this clock. I mean, when Drew Lock is in, that's when you know that this game is pretty much done. At this point, why don't we just put in, what's his name, Jalen Milroe?
No. Because I think a lot of people would be upset because of how they utilized him early in the season. They played him in the first 3 games, and it looked so bad. But
they try to make him a receiver. They try to make him a receiver, but he was just too raw.
No, he was. They basically turned him into a running back, and it was like you handed off to him and being a running back, and it just looked bad.
He didn't even look conditioned to be a running back either.
Yeah, so that's why they axed that so soon in the season.
Now it's going to be a punt. And he's going to bring it out. Wow.
Well, you think about it. If the quickest you can score is every 2 minutes, and you say that's 7, let's say the other team gets the ball for 2 minutes, that would take it. So that would go from 7 down to 5, 5 down to 3, and then 3 to 1. You'd have about 2 more attempts to score for San Francisco. So they're going to get another total of 14 points, which would make them 20 points in this game, which still wouldn't be enough. So they'd have to score quicker than every 2 minutes. And even if they scored every 1 minute, that's a lot more work. But right now, you think about it. If they scored every 2 minutes, they'd get about 14 more points in this game.
Now it's 1st and 10. And it's going to be handoff. And he will go down. Mac Jones is now on. So now you can pretty much say that this game is over. Now that they brought in their
Matt Jones played good this year.
He was 5-3 as a starter.
Yeah.
Now it's 6:20 left in this game. Now here is Mac Jones to pass. Now here he fires it, and that's going to be incomplete. And that's going to be 3rd and 5. And pretty much of the backups on the defensive unit is also getting their playing time as well.
Have you ever seen a game go like this, where a playoff game ends up having both backup quarterbacks play?
I don't think I've ever seen this before.
Just think about it. I'm like, I don't think I've seen it either. I've maybe seen one, but both getting time.
I know. Now it's 3rd and 5. And now here is Mac Jones to pass. He's out of the pocket, and he's going to try to run it, and he's going to barely get that first down as he barreled through it.
Ooh,
Mac Jones was a former quarterback for the New England Patriots under Bill Belichick, and they thought that Bill Belichick thought he was going to be the future as he was drafted in the 1st round. He did help the Patriots get to the playoffs. But aside from that, his career has been a disappointment. On his rookie season, he took him to the playoffs. But then aside from that, he's been having nothing but disappointing seasons.
Well, the backup to him was Bailey Zappe.
Yeah, it was Bailey Zappi. Now here is a pass, and that's going to be caught. And that's going to go down. Yep, I know.
What's crazy about this is that San Francisco did score more points in the last game, which, like I said earlier, but the Seahawks just way outscored them. everybody said, "Oh, Sam Darnold had an injury," but
Yeah, but they still managed him.
I know.
Flick of the switch is coming on now. Some of my regulars on the Mariners channels are coming on.
Wow.
So yeah, Seahawks. It's safe to say that the Seahawks are going to be in the NFC Championship, especially with less than 5 minutes to go. I almost might as well just put the advertising right there that if you're going to be back, assuming you're back, but I am going to be back for the NFC Championship game. The game, I believe, starts at 3 o'clock. I think that's either when the coverage starts or when the game starts. Now, here's Mac Jones on a 3rd and 6. Now, here's a big pass, and that's going to be incomplete. And obviously, I think they're just going to go for it on 4th down. The game will start at 3:30. So I am going to be there. Are you going to be there for the NFC Championship game?
NFC, what day is it? Is it the Saturday or Sunday next week?
Sunday next week at 3:30 start time.
Okay. I think I should be there. Yeah. I should
And
be
they
there.
are going to punt. It's going to be 4th and 6. Brock Purdy did everything that he possibly could. Credit to him that he was able to stave off on the pressure of Seahawks' ferocious defense. Like, they had a lot of turnovers. They had several fumble recoveries and a punt. And now here is going to be the big kick. And now they're going to fair catch it. I don't know. Let's see if Jalen Milroe can. Okay, one play. Just let him take a knee. I just want to see him take a knee.
So Joe, do you after the season, do you extend Sam Darnold's contract?
He has a 3-year contract.
No, but it's a team option to extend him for 2 more years. Do you extend him for the 2 more years?
Yes.
Because you really don't want to give him to another team. You
No.
really just don't. And for $37.5 million, he gets paid, I think is what it is. It's like, he would demand more from another team, but another team would pay him because of how far he's gone in the last 2 years, especially getting over the humps this year and potentially winning a playoff game. We don't know yet, but looks like he is going to win one. It's like
Here's a
his
toss.
season really was better.
And that's going to be, he's going to get down there. It's going to be a 2nd down. And now it's 2nd down, 2nd and 3.
Yeah. So potentially he's going to be our quarterback for the next 3 years. And then do we want to start Jalen Milrose after the 3 years? If Sam Darnold's playing so good, we might never start Jalen Milrose.
Now we got 2nd and 3. Now it's going to be a handoff.
No, doesn't get it, but gets.
Oh yeah, last time they won that NFC, they played the NFC Championship game. Russell Wilson grabbed his nuts. Yeah, that was a really amazing comeback. I almost wanted the Seahawks to lose that game because I was scared of going up against the Patriots.
That was the last time, was 2014. It was when we went to the championship.
Yeah, and lots have changed since.
Wow.
3rd and 1. And now it's going to be a handoff. And he's not really getting much. By the way, that game was also the reason why Tom Grossi started his YouTube channel, because he's a Packers fan.
Oh, wow.
So technically the Seahawks built a YouTube channel.
What's crazy, I think this might be our highest score that we scored all season long.
I think it's very much possible, yeah. Look up those scores.
Yeah, I'll look them up and tell you. Because
we're getting close to that 2-minute warning. Hasselbeck has his number retired. He played from 2001 to 2010. Basically played the whole decade of the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
He was that 2000s quarterback.
Yeah.
And now they got the punt. And now he's trying to run a little bit backwards, and he's going to probably lose yards on that. And that special teams is able to stop him.
So let's see.
1:54 to go.
So
And
we've
what
had two
a-
games this year. We've had 2 games this year that we scored more points. So we had a New Orleans game where we scored 44, and we had an Arizona game where we scored 44.
So not quite.
No, but close.
So the next week, the Seahawks are going to play the winner of the Rams and the Bears. And obviously, many Seahawks fans want the Bears. We do not want the Rams because I think that Rams game is going to be a little bit closer than the 49ers game. Can we agree on that?
Yes, because the Rams have better defense. That's what I would say.
And they're just a better overall team. And they actually still might be
Yeah.
the better overall team than the one-seeded Seahawks.
We don't know. They almost lost Carolina Panthers a second time.
Either way, I still think it's going to be I think it's going to be similar to the 2013 NFC Championship game or the Packers game. Actually, you can't say the Packers game because that was too unusual. And they hand it off, and that's going to be about 8 yards there. And this game is pretty much just going to be milked to death at this point. Post-game show will be right after this. And much to say, 3 takeaways, 3 turnovers on downs, 13 pressures. So 6 turnovers done by the Seattle Seahawks defense.
Yeah.
Two on fumbles and an interception. Now another handoff. And it's going to be about a third down, might be a first down. Mac Jones has only thrown 4 times in this game. And now it's going to be a minute left in this game. And I'm telling you, give Jalen Milroe the ball, have him take a knee. 3rd and 1. What are they going to do here with the clock going down really quickly? Now it's going to be the handoff, and that's going to be the first down. But that might be the last play of the game, and I think they are just going to – I think this game is going to be over. It looks like it is. Everyone's coming out, and the Seattle Seahawks, for the first time since 2014-15 season, are going to the NFC Championship game. And what an impressive victory it was. It was 41-6. What an absolute domination. Seahawks advanced to the championship game for the 5th time. It was back in 1983, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. 2005, 2013, 2014, and now the 2015 or 2025 season. And what an impressive victory again that it was. And before, actually, no, I'm just going to go right through it. I know I have to go to the bathroom, but we're just going to go right through this post-game show. And Epic Sea Films, let's go over the box score really quickly. So we had Sam Darnold, 12 of 17. There was that concern about that oblique injury, including myself. I really did lose my you-know-what about it. I thought this was going to be the downfall of the Seahawks. 124 yards, 12 of 17, 1 touchdown, was sacked 2 times. There was a little bit of scare on that one because he got hit pretty hard. But that one pass where he was absolutely under pressure, it was a great touchdown. It was given to Jackson Smith and Jigba for the key touchdown.
Yeah.
How about Kenneth Walker? 19 carries for 116 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 3 of those touchdowns were like very impressive runs. What I am concerned about, though, it is Zach Charbonnet. He did go down with a knee injury. He was questionable to return. So we're going to have to see on that. On Seahawks receiving, Cooper Kupp actually led the way. Jackson Smith and Jigba only had 19 yards for a touchdown, but Cooper Kupp made very critical receptions, averaging 12 yards a reception. And then let's go to the defense. Julian Love had a fumble recovery along with Nick Imanori. And other things that happened. Who made that interception was the big question. It was Ernest Jones who intercepted the ball. And how this game even started, it was the kick return by Rashid Shaheed, where he returned it for a touchdown. It was a 95-yard one. And at first, we all thought that was going to be a flag coming back, but it turned out it was because Eddie Pinheiro tried to trip Shaheed. So, of course, that's going to be the flag. And That's all the stats there. And now let's go to San Francisco's stats. Brock Purdy had 27 pass attempts. He tried as much as he could, but he was very inefficient. But it's also because they put a lot of pressure on him. He was sacked 2 times, threw an interception, no touchdown passes. 49ers didn't even throw 1 touchdown pass. Christian McCaffrey was held to just 35 yards of rushing, which is absolutely insane. And for the reception, even Christian McCaffrey was still held to 39 yards receiving, and it was Jake Tonges, if I even said his name right. He caught 59 yards. He tried to be the George Kittle, but it just came up. It just wasn't to be because he also got hurt. So it was safe to say that the 49ers, they were just absolutely broken. I did stand corrected. I thought the system was going to carry them to at least a close game, maybe a victory, but sometimes if you just don't have that personnel, I guess the system did not matter. Now, I've said enough. Now, Epic C Films, I want your thoughts on this.
So overall, what we've learned is that in sports, the team that is healthier, and especially if they're a lot healthier, ends up having the advantage. Also, home field is an advantage. Being at home, being in your own elements, knowing the weather patterns, knowing what's going on. But one thing you can say about this game is weather didn't matter because it was such a good game. It was 45 degrees and basically sunny. So that was really good weather. But you think about that. So that was not a factor in the game. The other factor was that the Seahawks were healthier than the 49ers, a lot healthier. Yes. And I think at the end of the day, you can see that it's like our defense has really become a very prominent and powerful unit known as the dark side. And so when you have a defense that's so good, it gives your offense better field position that they don't have to stress as much to move the ball as much to go forward. And especially when you have decent running backs to rely on, and as they've gotten better throughout the season and mostly stayed healthy this year, we've actually had chances to rely on them. And I'm realizing as I watch football more how more important running backs can be and stuff like that, because I used to be a really big component of just have great wide receivers. You don't need a good running back. But now I've realized how they can really help slow down and control the game for you and stuff like that. And I think that's a very powerful thing. And like you said, it's nice to see Cooper Kupp actually get some utilization in a game because, throughout the season, they didn't utilize him as much as I wanted them to. But I think he's still a really solid receiver that can get you some great first downs.
Well, yeah, and you made some good points on Cooper Kupp. He made some very critical receptions, and sometimes if he didn't make those kind of receptions, it could have been a little bit of a closer game. And they're pointing out that the top performer was Kenneth Walker. He had 45 yards from scrimmage with 3 touchdowns, and he had some really good runs, and it's safe to say. And hey, look at Jake Bobo. He got a 16-yard reception himself.
I know. I'm so happy. It's like when they utilize him. But, I really love Jake Bobo, and I really like Rashid Shaheed. They're really great. But we dominated that game from the first play. It's crazy when you, in 13 seconds, basically take a lead. How does a team react to that and come back from something that happened so instantaneously? A kickoff at the beginning of the game basically started the whole trajectory of the game, because if that ever happened, would we have had the same outcome in the game?
Who knows? Like anything
that threw 49ers off, and then the next play the 49ers tried to come back, but that whole us calling a timeout and getting them off the rhythm and stuff like that, and not getting the first down on fourth. Like one of San Francisco's biggest problems in that game was not getting their 4th down completions and taking too many risks on 4th down. Would have been better for them to kick more punts, like have more punts. I think that would have helped them. Being too risky might have hurt them in this game.
I don't know. They really tried to, but I think it possibly was like a sign of desperation when they just kept trying to go for it on 4th down so many times, and they didn't even convert once on that 4th down. They were all turnovers. And how about the fact that the Seahawks, they were just absolutely dominant on the defensive end, as well as the 49ers didn't even score 1 touchdown. They were just limited to 2 field goals at the very most. Now, I think we have – I wonder if there's any other keys to the games that we have covered. I mean, I'll admit it. When I went into this game, I thought this was going to be like kind of close to like maybe the 2013 NFC Championship game at
Yeah.
the very most, but I think it's safe to say that I do you think I overestimated the 49ers? Do you think I was giving them too much credit?
Yes. Yes, because I think one thing you were basing this off of was a game that happened in September. Look at how much that has happened and changed from September to December when we last played them. That was like there was like 15 games in the middle of that between those two games. That is crazy to think. Your team is not the same from week 1 to week 18.
And the crazy thing too is remember when 49ers won on that fumble on Sam Darnold?
Yeah.
The one that was like really dogging on them on. Guess who made that pressure and who made that play from San Francisco's end? Guess which player
Who?
made that play?
On San Francisco's end?
And on San Francisco's end. Who was the player that made that play?
Was that Fred Warner?
It was Nick Bosa.
Oh,
But because Nick Bosa is gone and no Fred Warner, there was no impact players on defense for San Francisco, so they couldn't really do anything.
Yeah.
So that's why
So-
San Francisco they weren't able to even they got to Sam Darnold twice, but they just couldn't do anything else because when you don't really have anyone putting on any kind of pressure, they kind of did, but it's kind of hard when you don't have two of your star linebackers on the team.
But the other question goes back to is based on how the Seahawks are playing, how much of a difference would those players made, and how much would our offense have been able to play as well as it did during this game? Because you look at it, Sam Darnold's rating was 110.9. Brock Purdy's ranking was 54.6. You know,
The thing is, though, like if those players were healthy, you would have to assume, especially off an easy schedule, there could have been a chance that they could have gotten the number 1 seed. But I don't know. Like, it kind of doesn't really matter anymore. But that's just things
it
that
is a wash.
But I do consider that if they were healthy, like it would have been at least a much closer game, or we could have been in a much different trajectory or much different dynamic of the playoffs. But bottom line, Seahawks really did take care of business. And the best part was they were able to rest most of their starters in the half of the fourth quarter, because that's when Drew Lock was coming in, and that's when they were just pretty much eating up time. But I think what's going to be critical for next week in the NFC Championship game is, well, first it's going to depend who the Seahawks play, but even no matter who they play, they still got to come up with a good game plan, and got to hope that Sam Darnold actually is healthy. So because he got the extra like 8 minutes of healthy time, now they have they have 8 days to prepare. Hopefully they're probably going to monitor the health of Sam Darnold, and hopefully he'll be ready to go, because I think he's going to have to do a lot more than game manage if the Seahawks no matter who they get, whether it's the Bears, whether it's the Rams, they still got to take these teams seriously, especially the Rams, which we have still yet to see. So the winner of that game is going to go to Seattle. Now, do you have a preference on who the Seahawks play? Or are you kind of one of those like, it doesn't matter, you still got to play?
It doesn't matter who you really play. Yes, I think it would be. I think it's a better matchup if we play Chicago, because Chicago's quarterback isn't as good as Matthew Stafford. You know, I don't think their team is overall as good. But either way, I feel like we can beat either team and stuff. Because as you say, as I noticed, it's like one good thing that the Seahawks know how to do is they know how to play through the whole game. They don't just let up when the game has a big lead. You know, they say, hey, we're going to continue to fight and continue to fight throughout the whole game. And so I think they could beat any team on any given day. But one of the things like I've noticed before is that overall, I think the more complete team is the Rams over the Chicago Bears, because the Chicago Bears quarterback is less than 60% passing. He's not a great passer, so he has a lot of trouble with that, you know, getting it to his receivers. He doesn't cause a lot of interceptions, though. And the other thing is, I think the Rams might have a better defense. I think the Rams have a better defense than the actual. So I think their offense and defense is better than the Chicago Bears.
What I will say for if the Seahawks played the Rams, Seahawks are going to have to play a lot better than they did in that regular season game at home. Like, they're gonna have to play a lot better than that, because I think if they just I don't think that's a game where you could just rely on luck, because there was, that there was a factor where luck was heavily relied on to win. It took an amazing punt return by Rashid Shaheed to score, and then some of the calls that went towards Seahawks way.
Yeah.
So either way, Seahawks they're gonna have a challenge either way. And of course, I'm one of those Seahawks fans that always overestimates the opponent, because I'm one of those that never likes to underestimate the opponent. I always treat every opponent with at least some kind of respect, because the second I respect them and become too complacent, that's where it could bite me in the butt. And I have done that before in fantasy baseball, where there was that time, I think you were there at the birthday party. I was beating that guy in fantasy baseball. I stuck the score right in his face, and I thought, like, yeah, because I beat you in the regular season, I'm going to kick your butt in the champ. And guess what happened? Same guy in the championship game. He demolished me.
Yeah. Because they, one of the I watched this stream online. It's this video that these group of people. It's like all the major news networks, like the Fox News networks. There's an interesting one. It's like sports networks. It was like the Seahawks, the 49ers, and the actual and it's Arizona. It's like all the NFC West teams. They have like an expert come on and talk about the teams. What's funny about it is the Rams guy always talks about how the Rams don't know how to finish games. They usually let teams come back because they think they're getting too comfortable with their leads. And so one thing I noticed with the Seahawks is they don't get comfortable with their leads. They play throughout the whole game. And one thing we noticed with the Rams is, yes, the Rams game was more recent. The way we play them, we only won in overtime and just barely won. Though both games were very close, both Rams games. So, but we do have recent history saying, hey, only like a month ago we played the Rams, and the Rams, we had to have a comeback and we won in overtime. So like I can see why you could be more scared of that game than you would be of the 49ers game, because of how, look at the recent history of the 49ers versus us, during the regular season. I can understand that. But we've never played the Chicago Bears this year, so we don't know how we would compare to the Chicago Bears. I just know the Chicago Bears, their passing isn't that great, but they're a team that never gives up and plays through the whole game, So that's something to note.
Yeah, it definitely is something that will have to be, something that has to be paid attention to. But until then, at least Seahawks fans can relax for at least another 8 days, unless they want to lose their minds about tomorrow's game. I mean, I'm not going to have time to watch it anyway because reasons.
Yeah,
but
we know.
We're actually just going to close the show. I think we talked about as much as we could. And Epic Sea Films, do you got any last minute advice for everyone?
Yes. Have fun. Live life, just enjoy life and stay healthy. Don't smoke, don't drink. And remember, don't quit your day job, and go Hawks.
Go Hawks. Rooftop Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.